I will check. I mean, this time my voice was coming through because it was running. It's so hard to do this these days. All right, it goes right in the middle. Not pushing any buttons there. We want to do it like that. All right, so here we are. So let's see. Welcome people on YouTube. I got to do the YouTube fun thing. I will first check here and do everything I have to do. And then I will monitor off of that. All right, let's see. Go here. Go here. It says we're live. Yes, we are. Go here. All right. It says we're live. Yes, we are. All right. It says we're live. All right. That microphone is working. That test worked. All right. So let me do the chat. Welcome, everybody, to our podcast. Let us know what you're sipping on and where you're from. Tonight we have Dave Bob from the Lexington Brewing Company and Distillery. We appreciate all super chats. Cheers. Chats. All right, that's done. All right, now let's get that up and running here. I should be able to just click on it. See what happens. There we go. I am live. I'll check sound one more time once we get everybody in. We're going live at 8:30. Probably want to come over here just a little bit more. That's okay. That works. Now, let's get this working. Welcome, everybody. Tonight we have Town Branch. We're going to get it in a little bit because we're all up, but let me just tell you about Whiskey Thief Distilling Company in Frankfort, Kentucky, and their new tasting room in Louisville, New area. Both places are going to have 5 barrels. For the price of admission, you're going to have taste from each one. Each barrel you will have sampled with a Whiskey Thief right into your glass. And if you don't know what a Whiskey Thief is, this is a Whiskey Thief. It's designed to basically take whiskey straight from the barrel. And here it is. That's it. It's like showing everybody right there, straight from the barrel. And they will thief it right into your glass. So you can taste it, all 5 barrels. And if you like one, they will allow you to take this thief and fill your own bottle. 375s, 750s, it doesn't matter. Fantastic whiskey. It is a barrel pick all day, every day. The staff is amazing. At their tasting room in Louisville, you're going to be able to have some fine cocktails, live music. Just, you got to check it out. The vibe is unbelievable. Coming up, they're having John Coltrane's grandson that's going to be playing there. I mean, there's jazz and whatever. It has its own whole Louisville experience there, but you're still getting that barrel pick experience also. But in Frankfurt, you go out there, it's on the Three Boys farm. The the still is in a barn. And then also the experience. And then they also are aging all their barrels in another barn. Those are the rickhouse. So very cool experiences. You still get the 5 barrel. They're going to thief it right in there. It's a barrel pick all day, every day. But their live music is a little bit more country or country rock. They have on the weekends, they have it out there. The place is great. They've got a whole area with fire pits and tailgate or cornhole. Also, they've got a food truck with amazing food out at the farm. You're going to want to go to Three Boys Farm and visit Whiskey Thief out there in Frankfort, Kentucky. Whiskey Thief is like the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, uncut and unfiltered. We also have Middle West Spirits right here in our own home state of in Columbus, Ohio. Middle West Spirits, the Michelob brand, plus their cask strength that's all on there. They are in 48 states. They're on the shelf and they are awesomely, perfectly priced. And this cask strength whiskey, they're straight wheat whiskey cask strength, their pumpernickel rye cask strength, and their Michelob bourbon brand, the brand of the owner's grandfather. Fantastic bourbon and whiskey. They just built their they built about 2 years ago their 72,000 square foot massive distillery that they're doing. Plus, they have their craft distillery still going out. They are making a lot of whiskey. And Ryan Lang, the owner, operator, and everything, he knows what he's doing. If you stop by right now at their craft distillery, they have the service bar restaurant, fantastic for fine dining in the Columbus area. And then also they have all their whiskeys and their merch and everything there. The the expansion project, I'm working on it. We got to see, I believe, if I go, I should have, I believe they're right there. Yes, they are. Steve Frederick. I'm basically gonna hook up and we're gonna go down there and he's gonna show us where everybody is on that project. So, Midwest Spirits, Columbus, Ohio. If you're there, make sure you tell them that you saw us on the Scott. You saw us and the Scotchy Bourbon Boys sent you. It's a must. And then also we have Alan Bishop. If you have Ghost, you have everything. Fantastic podcast, along with his One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute. His you help both of them. The podcast is amazing. Best of both the spirits world and the spirits industry put together for a fantastic podcast, along with his One Piece at a Time. Now, if the video is a little laggy, it's probably not us. It's um, I mean, there's I don't know if they're laggy for everybody else, but hopefully not. But I was a little laggy at one point. Well, it looks like it's trying to do that. All right, so I'm gonna see. I'm watching on YouTube, and I'm getting the stuff there. Okay, seems all right now. Hey, Matthew. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The same thing. Dave Bob's going to be on there. Everybody's going to be coming on in a few seconds. I probably now. Am I getting? Yes, I am. I'm getting that. So there you go. What's really strange now is I'm getting comments from Facebook. Let's see. Seems okay now. All right. Let's see if I don't know. Oh, there's Dave Bob. Okay. We're getting ready to go. Good job, CT, for getting everything ready. Can't wait for you guys to jump on. I'm going to turn this off since I have the live chat on there. Uh, yeah, Matthew, you should. It's definitely now. Uh, it's now definitely. Let's see what I got going here. Everything's going good. All right, so I'm ready to go on all fronts. I can't wait. Everybody's going to be coming in. I actually got this done in time, which is nuts. Everything's hooked up. Everything's put. I got everything off as much as I can as far as bandwidth. All right. What is happening here? Oh, that must be. I got to do that. Does that pull it out? Yes, that does. That's my problem on the thing. Everything's going good. As soon as the people jump in, yeah, we're doing Town Branch. Town Branch has been a Lexington Brewing Company. When I did the Kentucky Bourbon Trail in 2019, the Lexington Brewing Company was on my list, and Distilling, and I knew about Town Branch. But when I went there, got the tour, I got the feeling a little bit. Uh, yeah, got you on YouTube. All right, thanks. Don't worry about it afterwards. I when I put it on Facebook, it'll go there, but I'll send you the direct link, Kirk, when we're done. Uh, right now, I'm just hoping. It seems like I've got everything going the way it needs to go. Just waiting for the guests to jump in and make sure all that's working. Uh, Seems like both microphones. I found out that the meta glasses, were messing up the feed. So we're going to be going at 8:30. Everybody, just bear with us. It's good to have you guys in. And once we get going, I will make. Well, here we go. First person in. Anyone tell? Yep. Who's come in? Who's coming in? I just had it. It said self-view enabled until someone comes in. Oh, well, I don't understand. Well, I understand. I'm up on everybody. I'm talking to myself. Just getting ready for the meeting. Hopefully, I did think somebody was trying to jump in, but obviously not. It's Let's see. Usually, we got someone trying to get in. All right, there we go. We got CT jumping in. Hey, CT.
You like talking, don't you?
What choice do I have? We're live. I have to talk. I don't know.
You enjoy talking.
Yeah, but not by myself.
I we gotta get you filled in.
Well, no, yeah. If I'm by myself, eating the uhs are acceptable. Ums are not.
It's what it is, right?
It is what it is. Yeah, that's one of my favorite sayings. Oh, yeah, we've got. Well, Nash said he's jumping in. And
Yep.
I'm ready to go. I've got everything tonight. I figured out that the glasses was messing up. If you look at it on, let's do the YouTube test right now.
Yeah, because it was definitely the glasses that screwed up YouTube.
I figured out that the glasses was messing up. If you look at it,
What's all that feedback?
Hold on.
Yeah, because it was definitely the glasses that screwed up YouTube.
Yeah, Chris, YouTube sound is going good tonight. I just checked it because it was fine, because what happened was, because of the glasses, it wouldn't allow the microphone, so it was using the microphone from the phone, and the microphone from the phone was picking me up, but it wasn't picking up. It was noise canceling everybody else, and you couldn't really hear it. So once I took the glasses off, it allowed the phone to connect to the microphones. So I have to unpair the glasses from that phone and pair it with my other phone that's not being used, and I'll be able to do that. I now have what?
On a good note, it's 8:18, and it's still so light outside that it's crazy. Because usually when I sit in here, it gets dark enough to where the lighting does its thing. But it's so bright out right now, I don't think it's glaring off of the glasses behind me.
Well, that's one thing I don't have to worry about ever. It's the same darkness it is every single time I do
Right.
a podcast.
If you have a power outage during this, you're screwed.
Of course. I mean, who isn't?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm Fox News or CNN and I got battery backup.
That's next time. You got to work on that.
No, we are not working on that for the one time. Actually, this is almost the 600th podcast I've done, and I've never had a storm I've had storms, but they've never taken it out. You know what I mean? They've never taken out the podcast. I've heard it raining and whatever, but for whatever reason, not a problem.
Yeah.
And YouTube, yeah, YouTube with the thing. I and then I'm gonna start after the last. Listen to this one. I record the podcast and then upload them in horizontal format onto YouTube. That's what I've been doing. Crappy views and everything, but we get decent views when people can watch this on their phone. But what I will tell you is that I record it. So right now I'm going to start recording it. I got it set up so that the box is all perfect and it's more like a production because you guys are in a box. If you see it on YouTube, I've been kind of proud of what I've been able to do, and I'm practicing for when we do something a little bit better. But I will tell you, the last podcast I didn't stop the recording, and I came down and it recorded for 22 hours, 483 gigabytes.
Oh wow.
I'm like, I'm not going to even try and edit it. I'm just going to delete it. I just deleted it. That one won't have a backup. I mean, where's Nash?
I don't know.
Yes, Facebook chat, Kirk, is Messenger. Yes, I usually put the link into the Facebook chat, but if not, I will send you it on Messenger. But normally I put it in the chat. So there you go. I could do. If you don't get it off the chat, I will send it to you directly. Kirk is the top shelf, our one top shelf member on YouTube, and that one means I have to once a month record a special podcast just for him. That's what's going to happen. I got to do it. It's part of it. Member only releases. I think we've got 6 members now, so it would be for 6 people. But I'll do one. I promise. That's the deal. Get used to it, because if you're going to do members only comment and you just starting out with just one of the members that qualifies, you could practice doing it, right? Who doesn't want to drink another night of the week, right? CT.
You've become pretty good at it. Like why not? Like just do it.
Going to
like Nike. It's like the Nike slogan that's already been used. You just do it.
Laura, who set up the Filmland podcast for us, initially, that didn't come on.
Yeah, she texted me the other day.
Yeah, she's like, "Are you in Virginia?" And I'm like, "I was over the weekend." And she's like, "You should have told me." She goes, "I'm in Charleston." And I'm just like, "Yeah, that was not a lot of extra time on that blow through, man. We got there Saturday night, stayed in the National Harbor, and then just drove over to Mount Vernon. And then as soon as that was over, we were out on another 6-hour drive back to Ohio. But that was a lot of fun, I have to say. Seeing those places and being in those places, seeing Amanda again. I love what Amanda Bryan is doing, don't you?
Yeah, she is paving her own path every single day and not stopping, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, she was doing that class, and Yeah, it was pretty cool. So what just happened to my chat?
My chat's up.
There we go. I didn't even touch it. Okay, so we got Edwin.
So Dave will be coming in here probably in another couple minutes. I told him to be on just before 8:30, so he'll be jumping in, and then obviously we can get. Hopefully Nash joins in at that point, or Nash will be a nice sneak in. What's up, John? How are you, man?
Yeah, everybody's here. We got it going. We got Matt, and then we got someone asking if our bourbon's baby oil. Nope, it's not baby oil, it's bourbon.
It's definitely bourbon.
Yep. It's fun. It's fun when people come on. YouTube is no. I mean, it's just like I have no idea half the time where some of the comments come from, but they are consistently a 7-year-old child comment, and it might be. But we can't. We're not allowed to be. You got to be 18 and older to watch the or 21, I think actually. 18, I think it's got over 18 on Facebook and YouTube right now. That when that came, that really didn't affect us that much though, honestly, because I've always said it wasn't made for kids. You know what I mean? It's an adult podcast.
For sure.
Yeah. So Super Nash, I gave it to him. I didn't share to the page. Should I share it to the page?
He said he was coming, so I mean, he may just be finishing up. That's all good.
Yeah. All right. Well, I told him that he could share it at, and then just come on in. All right, let's do this. Boom. We're live. Yes, we are. And we'll do the let's share it to the page.
Guys that are paying attention on Facebook and YouTube, are you drinking something Town Branch tonight with us? Whether it be the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, the world famous Bourbonola, or one of their many bottles. And if you are, drop it in the comments so I know what you're drinking. Luca, you're gonna drive me nuts, dude. Go lay down.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
He,
All
he's at
right,
my
Dave's
club
on.
right now.
Howdy.
What's going on?
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, you guys got sweet spots. This is great setup.
Oh yeah, look at you, Mister. I got stills in the background.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I get
That's the cookers. He's got the. Oh, that's the cookers and then the fermenters, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's like 5 distilleries in America with those.
Yeah.
I forget.
Are those made of cypress?
This is Cyprus, man.
Man, you are legit. And I seriously, what's funny is before I talked to you earlier, I'm thinking, where in the hell am I going to get a cool ass hat like Dave Bob to wear on the podcast? And I couldn't find one. I have no way of getting a hat like you I don't know.
Well,
If you want to trump me and get a better hat, you go to Wild Hat in Louisville, and you'll pay the price, but you will have a better hat than anybody.
Is that the guy who's on TikTok that like reddish hair?
Macaulay, right?
Yeah.
Macaulay buys his hats,
Macaulay's got it.
and then so does John. No, wait. Yeah.
$1,200. I'm out.
Yeah, they are. I mean, the one I'm getting fitted for in the future is about $1,000.
Well, I hope you can work that into a business expense because you are Dave Bob.
Oh, it'll have Town Branch on it. Like if
Everything.
I throw their logo on, they're paying for at least half.
Yes, definitely. What else can you do? What?
If you get one, you can wear it backwards and it'll look the same.
Yeah, it would.
I bet there'd be a dope one like that.
Macaulay.
There's a guy. There's a company out of New York City, and they do really cool kind of urban style hats, and they can do stuff like that. And it's the same material, but it looks like a backwards hat.
So I didn't know this at work. We have Amazon as a client, and so there's a lot of stuff that comes through, right? And one of the things is they make now a baseball cap that's a hard hat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I did not know that. And it's like now I have 6 of them.
I used to have one for my motorcycle.
I mean,
A motorcycle helmet that looked like a backwards hat.
yeah, it's hard. It's like, and then it comes in handy. I mean, it's the only thing I gotta say is that there's like a padding, like a little bit of foam padding, like in a helmet or whatever. And then if it's hot out, the sweat the way you have to deal with the sweat is a lot different. But normally the hat absorbs it.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna get my last pour of water, and I'll be right back.
All right, perfect. So what's really cool is I did a ton of research with on Dave, because I know him as Dave Bob, not Dave Gasper. Gaspar, one of the Gaspar.
Just say Dave Bob. I don't do the last name.
Okay, but finding
I
out
haven't done my taxes in 20 years.
but finding out your last name and then finding out who you were and who you are is really kind of cool. I did not know how cool you were before this.
I think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Whatever. Then ChatGPT is doing a really good job for you.
If I read my fucking self on ChatGPT, I'd be like, this is fake.
I mean, the
They
greatest.
don't know the half of it, man. They don't know the half of the shit that I've done. I did tours to the Great Wall on sidecar motorcycles.
Awesome.
I've been on a bunch of TV shows. I mean, they don't know that I was a talent scout for a film studio.
And then also it says a bartender, right? A famous bartender.
Yeah.
I mean, you were mixology and everything like that. Then, I mean, it just talks about how awesome you are at Town Branch now. You're the master distiller and mix and blender coming across.
Official is head of distilling and blending.
Right. Yeah.
I'm okay taking master blender. I think I've hit it. I think I've earned it. Distilling, I'm about 2 years away from it. There's a lot of science and there's just a lot that I don't know yet, and I don't feel I want to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
By geniuses with decades and decades of experience, and you put me in front of some of them, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know what they're talking about right now. I need to continue to study.
Yes.
And this is me being fair and honest.
And that's who you are.
That's what the
You're also really likable. I mean, that's another aspect of you. When I met you, when we were talking back and forth initially through email and texts and whatever, and then when I finally got to meet you, it's kind of like the whole experience. There's definitely I was just talking a little bit with Alan Bishop today, and he's not at where he has been or whatever, and he's at a different place. And I was just expressing that brands are people, honestly. I swear to God, when you go to a place that lost the people, it's almost like impossible in a lot of places for the brand to recover. I mean, it's just like, but now one brand that did it really well is Maker's Mark, right? They did it decent, but because the family who owns them is so involved too, the Samuels, you know what I mean? So they had Denny and Jane there, and then whatever, and they've also had, I believe, wasn't Steve Nally there? I think he was, and then he went out.
Steve, did he do that before he went out west?
Yeah, I think he was there. Yeah. So I mean, they've had so many different, whatever. But then there's other brands that just like I feel like it's a ghost town when I go there, and I've had so many good memories with the people, and when that's gone, the brand, you're just like, well, how, and then other people are making the brand, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. But you've attached yourself now to the brand, which is awesome.
Because I started with with the founder and the founder's son since day one. And it all happened naturally and organically. It started as just a friendship. And I started serving their beer and bourbon at my restaurants and bars, you know?
Mm-hmm. Are you there, Nash?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Your place is looking sick.
Hey,
Oh, man.
That's
What's
going
going
on.
on?
That's so long you had to turn on all the
you
lights.
are.
Man, this is like, I want to talk about bourbon and UFOs.
Right.
Hell yeah. Hey, we can do it because my son, that's all he's been like watching while we've been driving on the road is like UFO stuff and all the secrets and stuff that's been revealed.
Let's do this.
Yeah, yes. And then just you were saying, Chris, CT, you were saying about how it's light out, and you could see Dave Bob. He's in the daylight, and so now it's all that's we know. But look at Super Nash's shower curtains are no longer dark. You could see out the window through the clear.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Nash has got more lights than a freaking circus show in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Hey, I lit the liquor bottles up in green for Town Branch. I got the sunlight coming in, actually the sunset coming in through the rickhouse walls there. So
Yeah, well, you know what I love about seeing this and seeing shelves is seeing all these incredible bottles all over America, and so many that are amazing and iconic, and to see that 16-year-old in a single barrel right next to it that's a good feeling. We deserve to be there too.
Yeah.
absolutely, brother.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, I'm gonna have me a pour of it.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
And
I've been
for the
waiting.
people, so
I've been waiting to crack this open, brother. And cheers to you and everything you've done and everything that you've been putting out, brother. It's been awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
yeah, for people that are watching, which we haven't started the actual podcast yet, but we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook. So people see this background of you, Dave Bob, and they see this stuff going to these killer cypress fermentation cooker. Those are fermentation.
Yeah, these are open fermentation woods.
Right. So where are you at? Because not everybody knows where Town Branch is at. So give a little
It's not a green screen.
We've been. I can't see the heart brick though. Not in your.
Yeah, no, it's over there.
It's over there.
I have to put my glasses on. Yeah, but no, we're in this beautiful room. This is all because of the Lyons family and Pierce. So really, we have to go back all the way to the beginning. Pierce was a legendary brewer and distiller with his PhD in yeast fermentation, working with Guinness, and led the team that built Middleton. So this is why we have wood open fermentation, why we have pot stills from Scotland, because of his background, his history, and the equipment that he grew up working on. And, for me, years and years down the road, to have the honor of working on these old traditional equipment is absolutely, it's extremely rare.
Yeah. And you're right. So if somebody comes downtown Lexington, they're going to go eat at the Jeff Ruby's.
Jeff Ruby's, Carson's. There's
you're down the street.
We're down. We're closest to Rupp Arena. I could walk 3 blocks and I'm at Rupp.
Yeah.
Right there.
I am.
We're downtown Lexington, heart of the bluegrass. And we're so fortunate, that Pierce was able to build this out. I mean, essentially, we have our own little neighborhood down here. 4 buildings total. Really 1, 2, like 3 to 4 little streets connected to some residential areas. So to have this big of a facility and so nice in downtown Lexington is extremely blessing. And that Pierce was able to do it early on. You know, we're the 7th distillery on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
And I did the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. We stayed downtown at the hotel, at a hotel. I forget which one, but I was able to walk over and walk across the campus, and I was by you. And so you're right. It's like your own little, but you also kind of are like the shining star of the Lexington bourbon community, right? The start of the whole bourbon. Right across the street from you, you start, and that's where a bunch of other distilleries are there. We don't have to, you know
We
what?
have the distillery district. When
Mhm.
you look at Lexington, we have great distilleries in bourbon over here. You know, Pierce was fortunate to get everything started after Prohibition. There hadn't been a distillery in Lexington since Prohibition. You know, 90 plus years, nobody was making whiskey and bourbon in Lexington, and until Pierce started bringing it back. And with the beer side and the bourbon side, that brought on a lot more craft breweries to Lexington, and it brought on a lot more distilleries back to Lexington. So, you know, everyone from RD1 to James E. Pepper to new amazing guys like Dark Arts.
Yeah, right over there. Yeah, that whole thing, like you said, and I just remember going there. Uh, I would say that the distillery, although it has the classic pot stills, those which is that is not common in the bourbon area. Those stills are more, when you think of it, though, the large version of what people make scotch on. Those pot stills are beautiful, Woodford, like similar to Woodford and everything. But I will say that the whole setup and how it was set up was so new and modern and modernized on the out. When you see it, it's got this nice, it's like a combination between uh I mean, it just, when I saw it online, it was just so beautifully photographed and everything. You know, like, you have a lawn in front of you, and the lawns are perfect. The grounds are cut and it's just a beautiful, beautiful uh complex.
Yeah, you know, us and a lot of other distilleries, especially this one, it's that perfect blend of design and functionality together. And that's because of Pierce's wife, Deidre, who built this. Deidre's PhD is in the arts.
Okay.
And she has, you know, she has an incredible eye. She'll pick out a blade of grass pointed the wrong way. And she built everything around this. All the stone is imported from Ireland. You know, having the pot stills in front of all that glass, so it's a major feature as you're driving through Lexington, around and show it. But that's why you get this experience.
All right, we need to get going because we're a little bit whatever. So we'll get, so that everybody on the audio gets to hear a bunch of stuff, but everybody on Facebook and YouTube, you just got a bonus, but
Little bonus.
a little bonus. And so the way it works is I'm gonna start the recording. There's about a 45-second sponsor ad that we don't hear, and then you'll hear our theme song, and then that just gets us right into the podcast. All right.
Sweet.
DT, you once we're on the podcast, all these samples. How you see, I mean, I think it's really cool how what you've sent and everything, and I'm looking forward to it immensely to taste what you got. All right.
Yeah, we'll get it going. So
Here,
crank her up.
here we
Crank
go.
her up. Do this.
Saddle up, partner.
Oh.
I'm getting a hat like that. It's happening.
You got it. I mean, it's.
I just don't even feel like I feel old.
And you'll look good with like you know, with one flipped up. You got a nice, you know, you got a nice symmetrical man face. You know,
So,
I got a pudgy, whatever beard this is. I only have this because of the double chin. We lied.
Hey, brother, I'm right there with you. I just choose to show my chin there instead of covering it up.
Hey, I can't grow any facial hair, so don't worry.
Drinking bourbon, sipping lots of scotch. We get a little wild, but it sure is fun. We thought what we do was drinking every brew. Man, we talk honest, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Raising hell, making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We are here tonight. This is going to be an exciting podcast. I've been looking forward to this ever since CT set this up. We have Dave Bob from Town Branch, or the Lexington Brewing Company and Distillery. Correct? I got that right.
Yeah.
There we go. And we also have Super Dash. Right.
Yeah, what's up, everybody?
We're gonna get right into it tonight because I'm excited. We've already had Dave on for a little bit prior to this, and we're doing kind of like and there's one thing when you meet Dave, he is everything about the bourbon industry that's good. You can just when you meet him, he's straightforward. There's you just get the feeling he's not going to tell you any non-truths. He's truthful, honest, right out there, tells you everything about it, and he knows so much about Town Branch. And when, quite frankly, I went out in 2019 and I was there, and then this past right before the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, I kind of got a hold of him, said we're in the area, and we did the whole experience. And from what it was in 2019 to what it is now, and all the changes that it had gone through, I was really, really impressed. And then I got to meet Dave at the festival, at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and that just finished me off to how I impressed. So, welcome, Dave, to the podcast tonight.
Thank you very much. That's my first time seeing the show's intro. That intro was incredible. It brought back memories of Family Matters. It had some great vibes in there. Music was perfect. Y'all need to have a bourbon sitcom on network TV.
That was Kenny Fuller. He was with for a while. He was with Luca Mariano, and he also they had a band attached to Luca So and he played all the time, and he has some of his own music, and so we became friends. And after a podcast, he's like, "Do you think I want to do a theme song?" And I'm just like, "Well, can you just?" He started doing some things, and I'm like, "Can you make it a little bit Mellencampish?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can do that." And so he came up with it. I think I changed like one thing he said. It was that perfect. It was just like, "You think you can just do that?" And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." So yeah, that's one thing. I have a guy that does another podcast in the area, and me and him kind of sparred a little bit back and forth, in friendly competition. And he's like, once I had that theme song, he's just like, "Man," he goes, "I don't know what to say." He goes, "That theme song, I just can't get it out of my head."
Yeah, it is catchy.
So, all right, yeah, and I'll never change that because that's not AI. He did that, so I was very proud of it. Yeah. I mean, we at the end you'll hear our AI generated. That AI always takes us out of leave. So, but that's that'll never switch.
Yeah. No, good stuff. I appreciate the introduction and all the thoughtful words. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on. This is awesome. I love, how long we've known each other, and now that we get to do this and share this with some people. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. And when we saw you in Columbus, I had some people that are part of that group, and they're like, well, I don't really know much about Town Branch. And I'm like, all right, listen, if you don't even know anything about Town Branch, you go because of Dave Bob. And they were like, Dave Bob? Like, okay, who is this mythical creature you speak of? And I'm like, well, listen, his hats are on point. The guy, he's doing some great stuff. But what was great is every time I'm around you and people meet you, they always walk away saying great things. Like, the energy's great, like Jeff said. You just leave an impression on people. And I said that posting some stuff on Facebook today, that if you had the chance to watch, don't listen for us.
Yeah.
Listen to know you, because you're a guy that if you're in the bourbon world or you enjoy bourbon at all, you want to know, because at some point you need to go down to Town Branch, you need to do a tour, and pretty good chance they're going to see you there or have a chance to, and walk away a better feeling of the bourbon industry just by meeting you. So that's an awesome thing.
I would say anybody that comes down, whether you're, before the tour, after, or during, if you don't see me, just say, hey, is Dave Bob here? And I'll be somewhere, most likely, if I'm not on the road.
So Kirk, who's a top shelf member on YouTube, who's been joining us in, also left a super chat. So when they do super chats, and he just said, cheers to you. And he said it's lonely up here, so other people need to join the top shelf memberships. That's what I'll promote the podcast, right? But anyways, okay. So, and I will tell you, if you get a chance to hang out with you, how you exude friendliness and everything that bourbon is, why I love to be a part of bourbon. And I just looking at the fermenters behind you and the cookers and everything, and in the in the distillery, it's like we were talking before, it's a beautiful distillery, but it's just so well set up. You know what I mean? When you go in there, you sometimes can go into distilleries and there's a lot of stuff happening, and there's a lot of stuff that it was industrial, and there's things in the way. But with this one, it was designed to be a part of the bourbon trail. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, well, and that was Pierce, our founder, the whiskey maker, master brewer, master distiller, his PhD in yeast fermentation. But he built this with his wife Deidre, and Deidre has her PhD in the arts. So you have some brewer and distillers functionality, and then you have somebody who wants to give the community an experience that's also engaging and beautiful. And they did such a great job blending the two together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everybody that's watching is not going to be able to take the visual tour, but we talked about this earlier, Dave, about the podcast tonight, taking us on a journey of kind of what somebody would experience from the moment they step in. What are they going to experience when they come there? And then some of the products that they may experience. And then as we finish up, we talked about this barrel pick that I have behind me. Jeff has, unfortunately, Nash, I'm sorry, but
he's doing okay with that 15-year-old bottle and bottle.
I think
Absolutely.
if he doesn't get
fine.
abducted by the
This is fantastic.
if he's here at the end and not on a UFO, we've done great. But so take us through what people experience when they come down there, and then talk about all the product that you guys have, because there's a lot of stuff that isn't necessarily named Town Branch.
Yeah.
That is huge in the industry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right when you walk in, and if you've been on the bourbon trail, everybody has their own personality. character, soul, history, atmosphere. You know, whether you're in Loretta at Maker's Mark or you're downtown Louisville going through Old Forester. And when you come over here, you're coming into a small college, big town, and we're right at the end of downtown near Rupp. Beautiful neighborhood with 4 of our buildings, one being original from 1860s, serving as our visitor center. And you walk into this beautiful historic brick building surrounded by the brewery and the distillery. And then you walk into Ireland, and it feels like you're in the you know, Gafton Street of you know, Dublin, Ireland, with how it's set up. And that's because of Pierce and his family being Irish. Pierce was born and raised in Dundalk, Ireland, outside of Dublin, and raised there. And that was his beginnings of a brewer and a distiller with Jameson and working with Barry Crockett side by side. And Pierce led the team that built Middleton. So he was a legend in Ireland as a whiskey maker in that history. So tons of Irish history attached to us as a distillery. And then a total smorgasbord because we're the only brewery distillery. So you're walking into barrel-aged beer, single malt whiskey, bourbon. And then Pierce started our second distillery in Dublin, Ireland at St. James Church across from Guinness. So then we got a whole area dedicated to our Irish whiskey and gin that we're bringing over to the stateside. So it's an incredible experience.
Well, you can't forget Bourbanola though.
Then Bourbanola, there's so much. Bourbanola is a flavor.
Yeah.
Bourbanola is amazing.
Now,
CT's got it in hand. I should have grabbed one of those.
Knowing what you know, just what you said real quick, the fact that he comes from Ireland and was so initially when the distillery opened, like when I was around in 2019, they were winning some awards for American single malts. So that is something that was familiar to him, to do a single malt and you know that type of thing. So that was kind of cool at the same time.
Well, he never made bourbon.
Right.
You know?
And now
he's in Kentucky all these years. And when he gets to Kentucky, you know, in the late 70s, when he came over here, he already left distilling. He had his career in distilling, did everything that he wanted to do. And he was such an incredible scientist. And he went on to start studying and really getting involved in alternative ethanols and yeast beyond distilling. And that's what brought him to Kentucky was the gas crisis in the Carter era.
okay.
So he gets headhunted. He's in Kentucky. He's doing all this alternative ethanol work and doesn't really enjoy the work, but loves Kentucky. I mean, the comparison of Ireland and Kentucky and the Irish immigration into the Kentucky area for, you know, decades, rolling green hills, the horse culture, the music, to whiskey making and bourbon making. He loved Kentucky. So what he started doing was he started making his yeast. And back then, 80s and 90s, this yeast was the most aggressive, fast-reacting beverage yeast in Kentucky. And pretty much every distillery in Kentucky was buying Pierce's yeast. You talk to all the OGs, Jimmy and you know, Jody from Heaven Hill and all these guys that have been a part of the distillery, you know, during that time. And inside those circles, Pierce was a legend because of that yeast. And then he had his opportunity to start brewing and distilling on his own again. Yeah.
Story. That's just a great story.
So Dave, they come into the welcome center, which, like we said, you have to visualize it's like a town street.
Yeah.
You walk into a cobblestone street with buildings. It's just
They all look like pubs with that,
yeah.
that deep lacquer paint, like you would see at pubs and streets in Ireland. Even we got lampposts and everything. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So from there, what's the next step of
So
usual?
next stop, you're going to come in, check in, have a cocktail, have a beer, wait for the tour to start. That tour is going to start with beer. And, during the journey of walking through our little neighborhood, going over to the brewery, you're going to hear that story of Pierce and his family. You're going to hear about the beginnings of the brewery. And I mean, the beginnings of the brewery, this goes back to the Civil War. I mean, during the Civil War, they burnt down the brewery when it was downtown, Main Street. From then till Prohibition, it changed hands multiple times. The brewery was still downtown Lexington on Main Street all the way through Prohibition. They were quietly still making cask ales. And the FBI and police, state police and local police, raided them. And we have the photos and newspaper clippings, and they're breaking barrels and dumping them in the sewer, and a whole spectacle. This was a big deal in 1920. And they took around 400 plus bottles and crates of booze, and they put it into City Hall right downtown, just a few buildings down. And they forgot or didn't know. Well, they must have known, but the mayor was a silent owner, and half that booze went missing that night. And I'm telling all this because of Bourbonola. So shortly after that, they're still open. They're hurting. They got to keep the doors open with some legal cash. So they're like, okay, let's make a cola. It's going to be a cola, nothing else in it. But we're going to call it Bourbon Ola. Ola for cola, bourbon to kind of give the middle finger to the cops, because they'll think there's booze in it, but there's not.
That's
So CT.
That's what
CT,
you should do, right?
Oh, yeah, it's a great idea. and CT is wearing that shirt, that Bourbanola, that logo. That is the original logo from over 100 years ago from Lexington Brewing. We brought it back 100 years later from Lexington.
And it's fantastic.
And it is.
It's like cherry cola and bourbon had a baby.
Yeah.
At 12% ABV. And it is, these are affordable. They're definitely not something you're going to go slam 4 of these and call it a day. One of these, it's nice to sip on. I like the lake. I like it sitting on the back porch when I don't necessarily feel like bourbon that night, or maybe beer's not hitting right. And the Bourbanola just has a very nice, it works most of the time for me.
Yeah. And this was a hard product to make, because in a sense we're purists. We're making bourbon and whiskey, and we have a beautiful bottle. And to put out an RTD, anything's a risk, but you're also putting it up against, a beautiful bourbon. And it took our whole team to get this going, from how the can is designed. This is all internal. We have an incredible designer and marketing team. That was all done in-house. We're going through the process of, what should the ABV be? What should the notes be? We went through, 6+ companies to try to get cherry colas, and none of them tasted right. They're all generic and it tastes good. And then, what barrels should we use, and what should the proof be? And it was, some, wanting, a certain proof, but, I told them, hey, we can't dip into older barrels. We can't a $30 4-pack. I said, our younger barrels, 2.5 to 3 years old, have some great flavor to them. We're getting cask strength. It's got to be cask strength, which means we got to go hit a home run and just put it at 12%. And let's put in 3 ounces in every single can. But what really brought it through was our whole team together, but also our Tammy, who's on our team, who has her degree in brewing, but she's a master flavorist and scientist. And her and I and the team were taking those bourbon barrels and her developing and making her own cherry cola, and us putting that together and making sure those notes of the bourbon that were spicier, oaky, really blended well with her cherry cola. So adding certain like ginger and cinnamon aspects to make all that blend together to have a great drinking experience. So we put our heart and soul into that can.
So what you're saying is the cherry cola that you came up with isn't necessarily what a cherry cola would be if you put it on the market. You designed a cherry cola that would work well with your 2 to 2.5, 3-year-old cask strength bourbon and bring out the flavors that you wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think the first time I had it, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Were you guys ever at New Orleans Bourbon Festival?
Yeah, for years. You know, this is the first year we couldn't make it.
Okay, so it would have been 20
years that we couldn't make it to New Orleans.
2024 was my when we were there, me and Nash and I believe Whiskey, you were there, right?
Yeah, I was there every year.
Because that's what Stacy told me to do. Stacy Pritchard, she's like, you gotta go try their bourbanola. And that was my introduction back into Town Branch. You know what I mean? And honestly, that was like that night. It was hot, and we were running around, and smoke from the oysters. I had one of those, and it was freaking so good. You were pouring it in a glass. I wanted it. I wanted the whole can. You were just pouring it in one of those.
Give it a taste.
But I mean, think about that at a bourbon festival in New Orleans. That's something I was desiring over the bourbon. It's just like pretty cool.
We're happy to do it.
Yeah. See, that's exactly.
Speaking of refreshing.
Yes, let's go.
In the beer line, you have, of course, the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, but then you have, is the Imperial a different one?
It's just it's a stout, so it's just a different style of beer, but that's year round. That's a core beer.
This is the one that if you go to a restaurant, you see the wood handle. Is this the one you're usually getting?
Mainly, no. Our flagship is going to be the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. So
okay, so this one is different because it's a stout.
That's different. That's a stout. Yeah.
And then my favorite was the tangerine. Yeah,
that was impressive, CT. That was impressive what she just did. Yep.
No, yeah. Cocktail dreams over here.
So you have the tangerine. You have regular bourbon barrel ale. You have Imperial Stout, and then what else follows that line?
Vanilla barrel cream ale would be the second or third most sold.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so a cream ale, flake corn connecting the distillery to the brewery even more. That flake corn giving that very light, mild cream body. Vanilla beans, right with that barrel aging process for months. So what was so interesting created by our former master brewer, Mark Fitz, was he was brewing, and I'm going to say the name wrong, but you guys are Ohio guys too. So Green King, Little King, what's
Little Kings? Little Kings.
So Mark brewed for Little Kings for years, decades. That's all he did was brew America's first craft beer, cream ale in Ohio, and was always talking to Pierce, oh man, I'd love to do a barrel aged cream ale. And then finally it was time, and Pierce said go for it, and he did the vanilla. And that vanilla and that tangerine with dried orange skin peel. When you're drinking that beer, it's just so light. When you pour it, it's that really nice golden straw color. But that's being barrel aged for 5+ months. So I mean, he created what I call is the first real session barrel aged beer.
Well, and Little Kings, there's a lot of stories in Ohio of Little Kings. People and their evenings wrapped around Little Kings and how they don't remember a lot of things. Little Kings. So, but it is still a product that you see, like, and you come around like the liquor store here down the road from me.
Yeah.
They still sell it. Like it's still like one of those things that it's kind of like people go back to it. Like, oh my God, you remember when we drank those? It's like,
Yeah. Were you stealing them from your grandfather?
yeah, right.
So ChatGPT gave me something. They said what you produce. What the hell is Bluegrass Sundown?
Oh, so Bluegrass Sundown. This was Pierce's aperitif after dinner drink. Something similar that he would drink in Ireland. One of our first products that he made. And it's actually funny enough, it's the #1 sold bottle at the visitor center. This bottle beats our bourbon.
That's and I will say,
That's amazing.
yeah, that's cool. And I'll say that if anybody who comes to the distillery, and let's just say you're a bourbon guy on the bourbon trail, okay, know that when you get there, that you guys pay homage to the beer, and the bourbon. And when you're in the gift shop, or the welcome center, when you get in there, there's a lot of sampling that can go on. There's a lot of stuff that happens, and it's all right there. And the team will they don't I'll put it this way. They try, and if you're there for the beer, they want you to try the bourbon. But if for the bourbon, they want you to try the beer. It's just like I noticed that when we were in there, both times I was in there, and I thought that was kind of cool because I'm originally from Milwaukee, so when it comes to beer, I've had my share. And but I will say the coolest thing is your barrel aged, your bourbon barrel aged beer is probably one of the most, especially here in Ohio, one of the most. It's reasonably priced. Put it that way. It's very popular and it's really good.
Yeah, and it's not meant to. This is either. I like to start high, go low when I'm drinking. Whether it's bourbon, whiskey, beer, wine, anything. Tequila, you go with the good stuff first, and then I'm ending with the whatever stuff later, because
Yeah.
and I don't care about my palate as so far down the road.
Absolutely.
And it is cool in the gift shop, the dedication you have. And if anybody goes, you really get a feel for their Ireland distillery. I mean, how many distilleries and breweries? For one, breweries, and there's not a whole hell of a lot of distillery breweries that are mixed together. There you go. And then two, they also own an Irish distillery, and they have a whole thing with the Irish whiskey. So you got the whole gamut covered, there.
Well, I mean, it's pretty incredible what Pierce was able to build. He built brewery distilleries in 2 iconic bourbon whiskey making places in the world: Lexington, Kentucky, and Dublin. I mean, that's not happening a lot. And when you look at Pierce, is the only person in the world to be in the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame and the Irish Whiskey Council, which is Ireland's Whiskey Hall of Fame. Yeah, and he really was. He was incredible and so caring and giving, and he gave a lot to the industry and to charity, and we keep on doing it. And we're lucky to have Mark, his son, who followed his footsteps. Mark, who I spent most of my time with, 14 years ago. Mark has his master's in brewing and distilling, his PhD in yeast fermentation, and And because of Mark, all this new stuff you're seeing is because of him. Bourbon Ola, the 4-barrel blend, Overproof 104, all the new innovations because of Mark.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So because we'll get tight on time, so yeah, they talk about the different. Oh yeah, that picture's terrible. My God, show off.
Keep talking. I'm gonna get something new in for it.
Oh sure, go ahead. Yeah,
What am I? Wait, what? I need to get something in the glass, and I just have all these samples. I need to start drinking them. Tell me what I'm pouring in. Which sample am I pouring in first?
well, just go ahead and pour the samples so they're ready, and then while Willy Wonka gets ready, let's talk about anything else to do with the.
Yeah, and here I'll just so because you're on conference calls and people have a background, so I'll prove that it's not.
Here he goes.
So we're really here at night.
15-year, 100% malted barley.
Nice.
Freaking amazing. It's just
Hey,
the
Dave, does
flavors are so
snozberries
unique.
taste like snozberries?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh my God.
All right, so here, let's see this. This is a brand new bottle, so we'll see if it. I'll try to hear it pop.
The 6-year weeded?
Yeah.
God bless it.
Oh, let's hear
Oh
the
my
pop.
gosh!
There we go.
And then, real quick, the one thing you guys have done is you've upped your distillery experiences, and that was one of the cool things that. How old is the weeded in your barrel thieving program? It's the 6-year.
That's it'll be 6.5+ years. That one that we're thieving out of, and the room over there.
Yes.
And that barrel is incredible.
When we were there, I was like, "Holy crap!" It's like, and then I forget. Do you remember the tour guide's name? He was awesome. I forget right off my. Oh, it's not.
Steven's one of our.
It was Steven. It was Steven.
Steven's incredible.
Yeah,
Steven.
he was incredible. He took us where we. Yeah, he was like, "You want to come in here and you can." And I'm like, "Yeah," and then he's like, "Well, it's like I don't know if we should be in here, but I'm taking you in there anyways. I got a key."
Was he rolling back that huge white gate door?
Oh yeah,
yep. And he's like, "Hey, you want to taste this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure."
Well, thank goodness the kid didn't have a drill on him.
Hey, don't let us around a wreck house with a day. I bring golf tees now.
Well, I won't tell on him. Anyways,
You just did.
no, I didn't. Anyways, so but when we were, it was really kind of cool in the barrel with the barrels to be able to taste those barrels, and now they've got the age on them. It was like being I just was a cool. I love the lock on the you've got those prohibition locks on the bung and yeah, that was just it was cool.
That was so cool.
Yeah, all taxes paid.
Yeah,
and the weeded that single barrel cast strength, even now that weeded's incredible, but our old pot still single barrel bourbon right next to it that's coming on 9+ years. I mean, that one just explodes with overripe flavors of fruit and stone fruit, and I could drink that one all day. It's absolutely incredible. I'd say anybody, if we're all true bourbon fans, enthusiasts, and lovers of bourbon. If you're coming to Town Branch and you're on the day that we do the thieving tour, you have to do it. You have to taste, because it's the only time you can taste the weeded at cask strength out of a barrel, and it's the only time that you can taste an older pot still, single barrel, thieving it right out of it. They're absolutely incredible. They're one of those barrels that just melts your soul and just makes you say, "That's delicious," you know.
Yeah.
I still I have. It's one of those sips that just you want to go back to. It gives you goosebumps. I got a handful of those in my brain from other distilleries.
So walk us through, because Nash has got a certain bottle, and we'll get to that in a second. But walk us through from bottom to the top. Like, what is the lineup right now? Somebody goes out, they're looking, they see Town Branch on the shelf. Everybody's got their naming, and like your name of your barrel proof is different from others. So, what are they looking at, and what's out there? I guess is how I can put it.
Well, you're going to go first. First, I'll just start with the first thing that we ever made, and that's Pierce's Kentucky single malt whiskey, 7 to 11-year-old blend of what I'm blending. This is at 87 proof. What he preferred and what he enjoyed, and I took made, which was incredible, and I just dialed it up. Pierce being Irish, always wanted something lighter and smoother, but still had great flavor. But I feel like for me and my palate and my style and getting approval from the family, there is amazing flavors that were being muted, and I wanted to bring those out. And our current blends of our single malt whiskey explode with green apple, overripe fruit, nuttiness, interesting sweetness, caramel, and it's such a great drinking experience. Because I know as a bourbon drinker, I love experiencing new flavors that are either similar to bourbon or could be off track a little bit. On the Scottish side, depends what type. I mean, for me, I have to challenge my palate on a weekly basis. I need to drink everything. I need to experience and expose aromas and notes that I'm not used to challenge my tasting notes and me as a blender and a distiller. But our single malt, and because it's being aged in rickhouses in Kentucky, you get mango and papaya out of it too. It's absolutely incredible.
Well, and then you on site you have the rickhouse room that is that you're doing those special things. I mean, you have barrels from. Oh, I think you have a couple barrels that are almost from the beginning, right?
Yeah, we have Pierce's first barrel he ever filled.
Right, and so and instead of exposing
R&D stuff,
right,
stuff for blending,
and in that warehouse is actually refrigerated, if I'm not mistaken, right?
The secret room, yeah.
Which is
I was going to say something about that. Is that was one of the most unique things that I found when I went to your distillery, is the refrigerated room, where you put barrels in there to slow down the aging process.
And that's something that's not uncommon. Luckily, for me, as the maker and protector of these barrels, we also have to keep kegs cold. So we got a huge room that's 38 degrees, and I probably have 60 plus barrels in there that I kind of put pause on, and I'm just trying to slow them down. There's a lot more research happening with slow cold maturation and how those notes will change. 16-year-old, we're doing a 17-year-old this year. Last year, I put 10 barrels in front of us, and 2 of them were bone dry from 8 months ago. So I said, "Hey, I gotta keep these chilled and protect them as much as possible to 1 years old and older."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Will do.
Yeah. But when you're looking at us bourbon whiskey makers, next would be our bread and butter, and that's going to be our Kentucky straight bourbon at 9 proof. This is going to be a blend of usually around 35 barrels at a time. 35 to 38 is going to be our max. just with our tank and proofing down space. Outsells our next two SKUs 3 times over, and it tells you us as a national brand, America still wants a smooth, gentle, easy drinking bourbon that still brings you on a journey of mature oak and spice and different sweetness. That 90 proof.
And that bottle, just for people watching in the States, everybody differs a little bit, but it's close. Ohio, that's $34.97 for that bottle.
So, like we said,
It's about $40 here in South Carolina.
okay, and that's pretty good for South Carolina.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that says a lot about Pierce, us still being family owned and independent. We're among the top 18 Kentucky Bourbon Trail distilleries. And, of course, we're not as old as some of the other ones, but we're considered heritage and still craft. And of the top 18, we're the only ones that are still independent family owned. So when we're talking about making something new or doing an LTO or making something that's going to be year round, like a 6-year weeded, or having our bourbon at $35, having a cask strength bourbon below $45, we can make those decisions with a very small team. We want to make things that taste good and excite us, that we love, and put it at a price point that hopefully people can pick up another bottle and share it and enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's up next?
Next would be our cask strength. I gotta find where that bottle is.
I got it.
You got it. You show that. So this is we're on. We'll be bottling batch 13 pretty soon. So we're 13 now. We've been doing this for a couple years plus. This is usually between 20 to 24 barrels at a time. Always kept at cask strength. Every batch I'm making completely different from the batch before. I want the proof to be different, the nose to be different, the tasting notes and the finish. I want it to be a collector's item of true bourbon lovers. We're collecting the different batches and flavors that are coming through each batch. I have ones that are 107, could go up to 116.6. And then buy 2 or 3 bottles and compare them. Right now, we'll have some that shout a lot of cherry, then we'll have some leather and spice, and then we'll have, a maple bomb, and, everyone I'm trying to make different, and I'm trying to chase other ones too. I had one that tastes like Skittles, and I want it back.
This one I have is batch 11. It is 116.6.
Yeah, so one of the newer batches. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that came out great.
And again, for what you guys refer to as true cask instead of barrel proof.
Cask strength. Yeah.
True cask. Yeah, true cask is going to run you in Ohio for $2.99. And I feel like I tell people this: if you're looking for something with a little more proof, that's one of the best values out there. I mean, it's really good to drink.
Yeah.
Jeff, I think I gave you a sample of that.
What number?
It would be true. It'll say true cask.
Could be. You have batch 11.
So I gave you 6.
Batch 10.
Oh, you got batch 10.
Yeah, batch 10. And it's 114.6 proof.
Yeah. And when you're looking at these bottles, we're bottling everything on this other side of the wall. Every bottle, whether you're getting it from California to New York City and Dublin, Ireland to Seoul, South Korea, we're bottling it, we're filling it by hand, we're labeling it by hand, and we're packaging it by hand just over that wall. Today, all week, I've been with the team bottling.
Yeah, the bottles look great. I like the square. It's unique because, I mean, my God, of all the bottles that we all have, there's not too many bottles that resemble this bottle.
Yeah, and Deidre created that bottle. Pierce always said, I, created and make the whiskey, and Deidre created the vessels to hold it. So that's her design with a company out of France. All those bottles are made in France and brought over.
Now, I have a single barrel.
Yeah.
And it has a glass cork.
Yeah.
So is that
glass, that bottle?
What's that?
So that bottle is 100% glass.
So that instead of using the cork.
That's on purpose. Yeah. When you open it, and sometimes, you got to wiggle it and get it open. It won't break but that closure, flip it over, that closure is 100% glass. All glass. Yeah.
So yeah, this one is a 120.1 proof.
Yeah.
Single barrel.
Good. Who is it picked by?
The party source down in northern Kentucky.
Yeah, good, perfect. Nice.
You're drinking right out of the bottle.
Nice.
I actually have the cherry bomb from the distillery.
Nice.
Oh,
Yes.
Nice.
nasty.
Yeah, this is a distillery single barrel, and it is the Town Branch Visitor Center Cherry Bomb. And oh my gosh, it's a cherry bomb. It just lights up in cherries in the flavor.
Ben, our whole team's incredible. I wish I could say all their names and how amazing they are. But Ben, who is our visitor center tour manager, he's a sommelier phase 2. We're so lucky to have him. He's so engaging, runs the team amazing because he's been there for years. If you work on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, you don't leave the trail unless you retire. When you're in, you're in. It's that type of place. That's for everybody. About every month or so, we're throwing barrels out for him and his team to taste and pick for their own single barrels at the DC.
Yeah, I think Ben was there also that day because it was Ben and Steve. Because Ben actually, we walked in and you had mentioned, and I think when we were talking, we hadn't finalized it. So Ben had to get on the phone to talk to you. He's the one that called you that day. And then he's just like, we were waiting, and he's like, and then he was like, he told Steve, he's like, oh yeah, take them, show them.
Yeah,
Go.
Good call.
So yeah.
So Dave, is there any other bottles before we get into this barrel pick experience?
Yeah, one more. This is Mark and I's baby. This was really the first way different bourbon whiskey we did after Pierce passed away, and Mark always wanted to do a really creative blended whiskey for bartenders and bartenders at home, and luckily Mark is very patient. And I said we could do it. I got these barrels. I got some great barrels, but I need time. And this took over 2 years. And luckily, I have the support from the whole team. If we're going to do something, especially now where we are now, let's just make it perfect. Let's wait. If it's not perfect, let's wait a little bit. Whether it's going to be 6 months or a year, because once it'll continue to be good. You got to wait for those barrels to tell you when they're. So that would be our 4-barrel blend called Overproof at 104. This is 90% bourbon, 100% Kentucky. I'm taking 20 barrels of our bourbon, over 6 to over 8 years old, 2 barrels of our wheated bourbon, over 6 years old. And that was the first time we used our wheated, was in this blend. 2 barrels of our rye, over 9 years old, and then 2 barrels of bourbon we put into our freshly decanted rye barrels that have now been maturing for almost over 3.5 years. 26 barrels every single time. Those 4 unique barrels blended, and it makes the perfect overproof cocktails. Manhattan.
We got to try it, and it was fantastic. right? Yeah.
Just have this on its own with ice, and
Yeah.
it's already done.
Yeah. Yeah. I picked up a bottle of it the same time that I acquired all these others, and especially the 15-year.
Yeah.
But it's sitting in there in the vault. I've yet to open it.
Okay, it is a roller coaster of
Yeah.
a high rye bourbon with a curveball of weeded and tons of fruit notes. Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
And I think I've seen it.
When I tasted it, I knew I had to have a bottle of it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't throw in a barrel of single malt.
No.
Maybe down the line, right?
We have every now and then we'll have single barrels of the single malt whiskey. I mean, you
No.
want to
No. In the overproof. Yeah.
That would have been too much.
No, I'm saying maybe down the line when people are used
Down the line?
to surprise them.
Yeah, I should do it right now.
And there you go.
There you
go.
Now we are talking blending right here on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, a pure blend.
Yes.
There we go.
We'll just do a little. I can even.
That's all you got left is the
Yeah.
I'm not done yet. All right, let's see here. There we go. So probably like a 15% ratio on top of that. Swirl that around and mixing it.
Let's see what it is.
Sweet funk from that single malt. I drink it in a bourbon mule.
There you go.
I mean, that's what the overproof is for, right? I mean,
Put that one in a whiskey sour.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the go. Those are to go right to go on the back bar and make those.
Yeah,
I agree. What about putting it with bourbon-ola?
Yeah.
Just take it one step further.
Yeah, you want like they used to have like Pepsi Max. We'll do a bourbon-ola Max.
That's awesome. Right?
It'll just be a drop shot.
Oh, and then you got to have Van Hagar sing the theme song, and then you got it.
Yeah.
All right, so too long-winded in this, and we're already an hour in.
Not quite.
We're close.
Oh yeah, wait, for when he came on, we're on the audio. We're at 53 minutes, so you're okay.
So let's go through. And again, Nash, I'm sorry you don't have these, but let's go through. So your barrel picks are available. You guys do them a lot, and this is kind of what you sent us. So if people are watching are like, sorry, that light messes it up, but you can send samples of different barrels. They're numbered. They have a SKU number, so you know what they came from. And people could do this if they were so inclined to, whatever. I'm sure you send them to a lot of different places all across the country.
Yeah.
When they can't come there and do it.
Yeah.
So we are going to do, is this the first time we've done a barrel pick on air like this?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
With the blender, yeah, 100%. It's the first time we ever did a.
We're all for new things that we haven't done before. So let's start with
call Ann.
Hey, I'm going to call Ann and ask her why we don't have overproof in Ohio. Never mind. We need overproof in Ohio, Ann. Sorry.
Please.
So let's go with the 3-0. I think that's a.
How about why don't we start numerically low and go high? The first one,
I usually go proof and up.
Oh, proof. Okay.
I usually go by proof.
105.
Dave, what do we start
114.
Yeah. Or we can start by the year. Start by the youngest and go oldest.
Well, I don't know. 121. So there's a couple 105s. as low proof.
Yeah, there's
3s and 15891 are the 105s.
105.34 is the smaller, or the lower one.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah, let's go with that.
we're gonna start with 105.34.
Yeah, 30.99.
All right, so this
It's quite,
That's the lightest one of them
delicate
all.
color there. That's quite light. Did I send you a single malt whiskey?
it
No, it's
Looks
bourbon. I know.
I don't know what you sent me, but it definitely smells like a single malt.
I think I sent you single malt at $30.99.
It looked like one.
Smells like a single malt.
Yeah, you're drinking a single malt.
All right. Is this a mixture then, or is this just single?
Oh,
It's 100% American
That's-
single malt.
100% a single
The
malt.
other ones are the other ones. They're just
I gave you bourbon too.
you just gave us a hey, go just screw with your palate. Like this is
Yeah, I think I sent you 4 bourbon and 2 malts.
How old was this single malt?
I mean, this could be 10, 11 years old. It's CT. Read that bottle. The fill date code
fill date is 16E29.
16. Okay, so the summer 2016. So that's right, almost. We're probably shy of 1 month.
All right. All right. Smells great.
Does.
I mean, it's got that single malt Irish whiskey nose to it.
It even pulls off Scotch notes when you drink it. There's a char aspect to it that adds in the smokiness of it.
Where the Marty Scotty Irish boys drinking some beer and making some noise.
Which, why the hell would you try and make a Irish single malt in America? American single malt tastes like an Irish whiskey when you own an Irish distillery.
Yeah.
you don't. If anything, it's this single malt goes towards definitely. The warmth, the note, and the warmth on this that you're getting is probably the most hug I've ever gotten off of a single malt in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I this is definitely a good sipper.
I think, I think very, very, very slowly, like a snail on a hot day, the category is growing. And it's definitely getting attention now that it deserves with the changes of recognition in law and in media getting behind it. Single malt whiskey is a huge passion of mine. And I'm still investing in, interesting R&D and recasting and making bolder versions of it, hopefully for the future. And I just urge people to, any chance that you have, whether it's at a festival or a liquor store, bar, try more American single malts. They're coming. They're starting to hit. You got to give them time. If you had our original bourbon, in 2012 or 13, we had those immature batches of hay and grass, and that's just a part of making it on your own. And you need time to mature and come back to those distilleries. And it's the same thing with American single malt. I mean, ours, just because we've been doing it so long and we were able to age it for a longer time, and we have these incredible seasons in Kentucky, we really are making some of the best single malt whiskey in Kentucky. And there's a lot of other distilleries that are putting it out there, whether they're in Kentucky, Bullet. I don't know if they still have theirs. They did a really good job of putting one out. Woodford Reserve, I know they put one out every now and then, but obviously there's going to be states out west and in New England, that are more favorable with single malt whiskey, and hopefully we can have this category mature and grow into great tasting whiskeys that
I think Freddie put one out in his experiment. I think I've got that too. But what you're saying, okay, so I will make this statement. There's only a few distilleries, in my opinion, that are really putting out that American single malt, where they're not just doing it as a secondary category. It's
Yeah.
you guys. There's a place out in Oregon that the name is missing me, but the distiller out there is doing a really good job. And then also there's one out of Baltimore. I forget out of Maryland that he originally was in what they moved to, they did some stuff but overall I felt the category was going to get really hot there for a while, and then it kind of just like leveled off, but the commitment of you guys and these other places, and it's not you guys don't do American single malt as a secondary category. It's with Pierce, it's up there. He
Yeah.
knows, and those stills seriously behind you. That's what they were made to do.
Exactly.
So yes, good job.
Yeah.
All right,
It'll take time. It'll come. Honestly, outside of the incredible media support that we've been getting, we really need all these amazing bartenders across America to not just put it on the menu, but put it into a cocktail. Our single malt whiskey, that 7 to 11 year blend that screams tropical notes, it works really well with tiki cocktails and interesting whiskey sours. 2 years ago, I was working in Dublin, Ireland, for Town Branch and our distillery, Pierce Lyons Distillery in Dublin, and I made I guest bartended and I can't remember the name. What's the iconic bar street Temple? Bartended at Temple, Temple Bar, and I created a really fun but simple cocktail. The Irish don't drink a ton of cocktails. The day-to-day regular drinking bar Irish. So I wanted to make something fun, but Kentucky and easy with bourbon that they would enjoy. And we have the pawpaw fruit in Kentucky that grows native here, and it's like this. It's this weird fruit that you can't buy, and it over ripens within a few days when it falls off a tree, and it tastes like banana and mango together, called a pawpaw.
Yeah.
And so I made a bourbon mule with puree mango and puree banana, and that drink crushed at that event. Yeah, so we need more cocktails with American single malt whiskey on the menu.
Well, I mean, the answer to and everybody knows it. What killed the bourbon industry in the 70s and then into the 80s was cocktails. The cocktail was for bourbon was an old fashioned.
Yeah.
But brandy was even more prevalent in other states where bourbon couldn't even get in an old fashioned. There were no bourbon
Wisconsin, thanks
cocktails.
a lot, Wisconsin, Illinois,
Exactly. There were.
Minnesota.
Yeah, you
You're
couldn't.
still drinking brandy.
Yeah, they. Yep. So
Wait a minute. They're not just drinking brandy where Jeff's from. They're drinking oranges with bourbon just splashed on top of them.
Yeah, they sure are. They OG, man. They're drinking grasshoppers and whatever was being made.
Oh, we drank everything. That's all we did. It didn't matter.
Like going back in time over there.
And it's funny because you were saying in Ireland, it's their cocktail is Guinness, or it really. I mean, it's just like
a highball with them is like that's mixology. Is a highball.
Yep. So
just respect to amazing Irish bartenders.
So is the other 105.38? Is that the other Irish? What is the 105.38?
So Dave, there is actually 3 single malt whiskeys in this.
Okay, good.
15891.
So let's go to the 105. Hold on a second. Let's go to the. I put them in the wrong spot. 114.74. 17E17. So obviously this is 2017.
2017 again, another summer batch.
Now, what is this one?
Well, May. That's going to be May. So May 2017.
This nose is way different than the first one.
This smells like butter.
Oh my!
Like melted butter.
That's exactly. It's a brown sugar butter. It's
some lobster with this.
Nice.
So this is single malt also?
No, this is bourbon.
It is.
This should be bourbon.
There's malt whiskey on my little.
Oh, well, then it's a malt whiskey.
At 114.74? I've never had a 1.1474 single malt.
This is SKU number
Sure, I mean,
70.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's our single malt whiskey.
That is so different of a nose compared to the other one.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to show the difference.
Oh my God.
The single malt from
What the
from those flavors.
shit? What the living fuck? What just hit? Oh, he even I'm sorry, I didn't mean. He doesn't like people swearing. The dog doesn't like it. Wait, that is the best tasting single malt whiskey or malt whiskey.
Straight out of the barrel.
Oh my God. Wait.
Yeah.
Flavors.
That flavor is unbelievable.
No, you gotta wait, can I buy a bottle of this?
You can buy the barrel.
You gotta buy the whole barrel? Damn it. All I'm telling you is that would be a restaurant owner's. I would pair this with king crab legs. I would pair this with lobster, and I would demand that you drink it while you eat it.
There is a butter that is
the most butter I've ever tasted in a whiskey ever. And then it's sweet. It's almost, but it's not sugary.
All right. Well, we got to move to the next one as you're falling in love with that one.
That's one of the look at what it does in the glass, CT. Look at that. Oh my God. Look at the oiliness.
Yeah.
And that's a 9-year?
9.
Yeah, that's a 2017 May.
What the heck happened for that to do that? I mean,
they just swing so many different ways.
So the next one we're going to go to, Jeff, is the last of the malt whiskeys, and it is a 118.75 proof. It's the highest proof. It is a 10-year-old D28.
All right.
16 D28.
2912.
I'm gonna move to charge my computer.
Okay, now we're back in the single malt reality.
Kind of, but there's a little bit of grape on this.
A funk. It's a grapish funk.
Ooh, I'm getting like grape hubba bubba.
That's not. I don't know if that's good.
Oh, grape hubba bubba is definitely good.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with grape hubba bubba.
Absolutely.
Oh,
So what's
great.
the notes you get on that 15-year single malt, Nash?
Oh my gosh. This is 100% malted barley. There is so much fruit to this. It's like juicy fruit gum right off the bat.
Yeah, there's a ton of overripe fruit on that, and then it can get rich with marzipan and some really interesting wood and nutty notes to it. I mean, that right there, that barrel produced 157 bottles at 100 proof.
Wow.
And it's
This is one of the cool things that I got.
So this
I challenge coin.
So that challenge coin, everybody who gets that challenge coin with every series, and keep it and pass it on, whoever holds it and walks into the distillery, you get on a free tour. The next one that's up. Forever.
That was
How did you get that challenge coin, Nash?
by buying this 15-year. It comes in this box.
Yeah,
That is a challenge coin for life. That's my first lifetime challenge coin.
I mean, it makes sense that you have it. You are challenged.
Hey,
I'm not saying
15-year challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that Super Natch needs a challenge coin to come in for a free tour.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoever holds it and brings it in, you're coming in.
So the third one of the single malts, this has got a lot of grape going on for me. Like the nose is super grapey.
It's
But
it's a grape. It tastes a lot like a Scotch. I mean, this one has that char. It's the char on it is almost like the grape is sweet enough that it's not bitter like peat, but there's an aspect of a peat on this one, which single malts can come by honestly, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, all right. I have my favorite single malt out of that bunch by a
Yeah,
lance.
yeah, that's one of my favorite whiskeys I think I've ever drank. Unique wise.
We may need to talk about that one after this is over. But let's move on to bourbon number one. This is going to be the 105.38 proof. It is fill date 2002.
Yeah. So younger barrel. This is going to be right around 6 years old.
All right, we've got it in there.
You'll get a sense. I wanted you to have you'll get a sense of what would be really our minimum age single barrels at that 6 year range.
What's the note?
I'm interested after single malt.
Note you're getting? I get like a floral.
Oh, super perfumey.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a perfume like florally note. Trying to think of it's like, God, what is that? There's something that is that it reminds me of, and it's
Okay. It's like it's a violet. There's a violet note on it. No, is it? No. Oh my God, it's not violet. It's lavender. It has a bit of a lavender note to it.
yes
On the nose.
I can't pick what flower it is, but there's
It's lavender.
Perfumey.
I've smelled that smell a lot. There's an essence of lavender.
Chanel number 5, something like that.
Oh, you guys.
Wait. Here we go.
And I'm not even tasting it. But then we'll let them tell us what it is.
There's a sugar, a confectioner sugar.
It's got a good mouthfeel for 6 years. Like that's got a nice. It's not, it doesn't just fall away. It's got a nice little mid palate to front palate. Hey, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, and we don't have. I don't put a ton of 6-year-olds in the single barrel program. If it's a week and I'm looking at 100 barrels in front of me, and I'm going to taste through those in about three days, I'm organizing them. I'm tasting and I'm slapping my notes on them and writing code on the barrels. And when I'll taste it and I'll go to the single barrel program.
So you're picking that single barrel, like if it's a younger single barrel or whatever, it's up to par for you. Like I can tell
the majority of the 6 years is going to go to blend. It won't go to
right. This definitely has a sweetness in it, and I understand why you picked it for the program.
Yeah,
like you.
I had some. The thing that keeps coming back to me is this is a sweet waffle without anything on it.
Yep.
It's got a very sweet, waffly kind of taste.
Almost like it almost has a buckwheat flavor, like buckwheat.
Interesting.
When the hell did you have buckwheat?
Oh, what are you talking about? I used to have buckwheats all the time.
I set him up perfectly, Nash.
But you know where that's coming from. Some of those notes. That's an Irishman using Scottish pot stills to make bourbon in Kentucky with 13% malt in the mash bill. So malt appears as a Irish whiskey maker turned bourbon maker. The malt, normally in American distilling and Kentucky distilling with bourbon, you're going to use a little bit of malt. It's going to be used as a binding enzyme. Because most distillers don't want too much of that malt flavor into the bourbon. Pierce saw it differently,
especially if they're
with
column stilling. Column stillers don't. There's a lot of pot stillers that want to, there's not
extra malt.
There's very few, but I mean, some have done it. I mean, I know that Old Elk was like 31% malt. Their Old Elk is that bourbon with Greg Metz. That bourbon is a malt bourbon. I mean, and how rare is that? And they don't even market that. It's just Old Elk.
And they have great single barrels. I've had great single barrels from them. But yeah, that malt really brings out some really unique flavors.
Some of those baking flavor like that.
That's an interesting one.
With flavors that you never had.
That sweet waffles flavor stays even on the finish. Yeah. And for somebody like listening, they're like, "Oh God, well, it's a sweet waffle." Go buy the waffles that are pre-made at Aldi that you buy in the freezer section that you just throw in the toaster oven, and they're thicker. They're not like a Eggo waffle.
Yeah,
but they're made to put like stuff on top of. That's what it has that flavor of. So,
and normally, for us, we're getting notes of biscuit, notes of baked dough, sweet bread.
Yeah,
so that's pretty normal.
So next one. And I hope to God this goes to more towards the Waffle House too, because that sounds fantastic.
Yeah,
we should. Oh man, we should.
Waffle House, plain waffle.
So
that sweetness, that breadiness.
That one was 105 proof, the bourbon. The next one is going to be
120.29 or 39.
120 I'm trying to read my stinking labels. 120.38 or no? Is that right?
I mean, it could be an 8.
I think it is that 120 point. Good Lord, that is hard to read.
That's not my handwriting.
It's 120.89.
Okay.
Is that what you got, Jeff?
Yeah.
9429
is the number.
Yeah, yep. That's the one. So that's what we're going to go to next. So it is a 18E14.
Ooh, so it's an 8-year. An 8-year at 120.
I mean, this will be really rich.
What is the char that you guys use for your barrels?
Char 4.
Okay.
Follow
every single one.
I would tell you that how he's straight across the board. The one thing that I'm noticing is that there's a char flavor in the barrel that is very unique to a Scotch that I taste. And I get the caramels on this, but I still get that little bit of a char. And so I know he's doing it on purpose. I know you guys are doing it on purpose because it makes sense to do it. That's kind of like it's something that was picked up in the distilling of the single malts when he was distilling, and he knows, whether it's in the aging or how he distills or whatever, the acceptance of the char of the barrel along with those sugars, opposed to just the sugar. A lot of times at 8-year, you're just getting a lot of the sugars.
Yeah, I think when you're tasting Town Branch for the first time, it's going to throw a little curveball at you with some of those sweet grain notes from that higher malt mash bill, and us just being unique. I think some other people with the notes that you're getting, it could be more subtle, like a creme brulee or a slightly burnt brown sugar. So it'll vary.
This
one
is
is
like
burnt.
that nose goes to that like cereal grain sweetness that is like, and again, I hate to always compare stuff, but it just comes to me. It's like, stop it. But Lucky Charms, it has that sweet grain note to it.
Yeah.
It smells like I'm Lucky
cereal.
Charms.
Yeah.
On the nose, but I mean on the taste, it's like a burnt butterscotch. I mean, this one really, your 8-year is like the perfect balance. That's in my opinion, after drinking some of these, that 8-year with this is pulling off that sweet flavor of the barrel that you're pulling, but it's still maintaining a char and a little bit of the flavor. So on this one, I'm picking up butterscotch and it's sweet, and then there's then there's the char to it, or the, like he said, it's almost like a burnt butterscotch. And one of the things that I love in my journey is I like, my wife burns the cook. She thinks she's burned the cookies and she wants to throw them all away. And that's the only time, because otherwise they go to all the grandkids and everybody, or it's a bake sale. But when she burns them, so I'm always hoping she's going to burn them because I love the flavor. And her idea of burnt isn't like black, but you know what I mean? It's just overcooked. But that's what this has with the butterscotch. It's got a really nice note. And once again, the hug on this is unique. So it's not like an inner warming kind of thing that slowly comes up on you. Not the kind of hug that a lot of whiskey bourbons, where it's like as you go down, it's a little hot, and then this is like a radiating, calming.
And what I love about our 8 years and notes that I get more, and this one doesn't have it, are really rich notes of prune, raisin, fig. They're very deep. They're very rich of that, dried fruit.
It tries, but then like I'm like my tongue is going like, and then all of a sudden, right at the back of your throat, it's like butterscotch, char. Nice. I love. I like this.
When we're together next, I always have a bottle. It's the True Cask number 12. It's the last bourbon I blended in 2025 of December. I'm getting ready to take my long holiday. I get a call from sales and shipping and logistics. They're like, hey, look, we need another blend of True Cask. It just flew out in November than we expected, which is a good problem to have. I got to make another batch real quick. And I'm like, all right, I mean, I got to, I got to focus on this. This is a quick turnover. And I'm doing it and I'm thinking, you know what? It's this. I'm going to be on vacation in 10 days. This is my last blend of the year. I'm tossing in some older barrels. and I had them. I got to use them. And I tossed in 2 extra older pot still barrels that I need to use eventually. And this batch 12 came in at 107, but it is so deep and dark and rich and drinks well above the age statement. I can't wait to share that with you guys, the True Cask
12. Well, we can't wait to get there. Wait, what, next week? Can we be down there next Saturday?
Nash probably already
around. Yeah, I'm around.
Nash has already got it. I guarantee you, Nash has already got somebody that's got it for him.
Yeah, find that.
I got him on the hook. So don't blow it for me, CT.
The Martians have brought it to you. We understand how it works now.
Yes.
Yeah, because
we know how to get it.
All right, so the last of the barrel pick. This is going to be the 121.27. Is that 121 or 124? I can't.
Well, you wrote a 121 when you were sober.
There's a slight.
Yeah.
It is 121. I can see it through the bottle now on the Sharpie written part.
We're gonna.
So it's 121.27, Jeff.
What's the
Sorry.
fill date on that one?
Oh boy. I'm gonna have to read it through the back. 19.
19.
That was. It has a bad smudge, so it's 19 something 08.
Okay. Well, I mean, normally it's gonna be, probably spring.
So
Yeah.
again, you get that doughy kind of nose.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? You get like it's almost like this is like the dough before you make cinnamon rolls. Before cinnamon goes on them, and Pillsbury sends you that stupid sleeve you have to crack open.
Yeah.
These are the dough place before you put
You'll
anything.
have that dry cinnamon note with the dough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you saying Pillsbury?
Pillsbury. You want me to go get some? I have some in the fridge. I'll bring them out and I'll do a comparison.
No, don't do that. You'll wreck it forever. Every time you start. Don't ever let him actually eat other foods like that with your whiskey, because he did that with Amberana and he hasn't been be able to have an Amberana whiskey since. So you can't let him go get Pillsbury dough from the thing, because all of a sudden it'll be like 3 days later, I can't drink Town Branch.
Dave, just stay away from Amberana and everybody's good.
I got it.
I don't know. Just then CT's good. The rest of the drinking bourbon people, you bring in a good amount of people who are in it to it's just Amberana is something that's like not popular amongst the purists, but the people who drink whiskey and they don't, or not a lot of it, and they think it's hot or whatever. And Amberana changes that because it gives it those notes that they're familiar with, and it really lets you taste those notes, opposed to you, as we all know, when you're drinking whiskey, a lot of times it's a veil of that of that taste that you're picking out, that you could pick out those notes. It still tastes like bourbon.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I have no interest in ever making one.
Nice.
If I ever did, I would taste it every 12 hours for 2 weeks.
You might not get to the 2 weeks.
Open it and smell it just to make sure it didn't go over a bit. But you know what I'd love to do with that and that finish? I would love to finish our ale and our stout in those woods. I think that would make just real quick, couple days.
Oh, that would be cool.
If really good flavors in a barrel aged craft beer.
If you did that and then finished the bourbon in there real quick after you did the beer. Now that would be a Amberana ale finished bourbon. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Gosh, that sounds wonderful right there. Amarana ale finished beer, bourbon.
Whose side are you on? What are you doing here, bro?
I'm just saying, he has a point. I'm not an Amarana bourbon kind of guy, but that would be a nice stout.
Tossing finished maple barrel in there too.
Oh God,
Matt,
why did you wake up? Listen, you started this shit.
Life
Meisen
goals.
woke up now.
Yep, he's like, send me some samples, and he's like, life goals.
Like literally, like he hasn't said shit the whole time, and as soon as you said that word, he's like awoke from. He's like cracking.
Yeah, he's like that. That's his life goal. Is beer finishing Amarana.
So Kirk asked a question a little bit earlier. He said he he drinks down his heartburn pill with beer, and he said, "I need to put out the flames with Dave Bob's chugger." So he wants to know what your chugger is, so he can get it, so he can put out the heartburn flames with his heartburn pill.
I would say probably that vanilla barrel cream ale.
There you go.
5.5 barrel aged for months, mild creamy body, ice cold, boom.
There you go. Yes.
And you chase that. What you do, you drink. I mean, I don't know if you know, but I'm a Vermonter. I grew up in Vermont. So another unique perspective of a bourbon whiskey maker growing up in Vermont. But our rye, you take a sip of our rye, give that a good chew, swallow that, and then chase it with our vanilla barrel cream ale. You get caramel kettle corn coat right on your tongue. That's one. Yeah, so drink the rye, drink the vanilla right after that, chase it, boom, kettle corn.
I'm doing it.
You
Yes.
are. Wait, I got to come to your house when you do that.
No, it's happening.
True Cast, it'll work with True Cast. That's got some heat on her.
That's
Hey, let's go back, because first of all, thank you for sending us the barrel pick, because sending us that.
It's 2 barrel picks. He let us do a single barrel of the American American single malt and a single barrel pick of the bourbons.
Yeah, exactly. So of those single barrels, that malt, the 114.74.
Yeah,
that now I'm getting.
Second malt.
Yeah, that thing is. There's a raspberry. There's peach. Oh my God! This
On the single malt,
that is
you're
insane.
going back to it.
And then the butter.
No, you're talking about. Yeah, that's the 114, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The 114 with the butter.
To that butter bomb.
Oh no, that was single most.
But see if you don't get the. Did you just smell it out of the 2-ounce little shitty bottle?
I
put it
put
in a glass.
I did. Did you see me pour it? God.
Smell the raspberry.
You want to know why I smelled it out of here? I wanted to make sure I had the right bottle, and I easily was able to figure it out. I didn't want to make a mistake. Oh my God. I just wait. It's like a raspberry dreamsicle.
Yeah, it's red. It's. I'll even take
Oh my God! Now this time vanilla's coming out. Raspberry vanilla.
Okay. Wait for it. You went to Sam's Club or Kroger or
Sam's Club. I'll go with Sam's Club.
And you went in, and they have that raspberry tart that has the icing on top of it.
Oh my God! Yes.
That's what this is. It's like eating that.
Why did it get so much sweeter? Because we drank the bourbon? Because initially, this was butter. I mean, it's still butter, but it finishes. Wait. It's the raspberry tart at Sam's Club, like the raspberry loaf. It's got like a raspberry loaf with the icing. You're right. And then it's like you took a half a stick of butter and just smeared it all over it and ate it.
Yeah. Well, talking about that and flavors expressing themselves after a while, all of us and everybody watching, and something that I do, to build my palate and to give every whiskey and bourbon a chance when you can, is, enjoy 4 sips over 20 minutes and really let it rest and seep it in. Continue to go on if you can. And then come back to it the next day. Another 4 sips and 30 plus minutes or so. It's going to open up. I mean, I've had stuff of ours and other whiskeys and bourbons where, they'll give you an example, the weeded. So that 6-year-old weeded came out incredible. I'm so happy how it came out and can't wait people to experience it. I'm hard on myself too. The nose is a little bit too gentle for my liking, and that's just kind of how it is. But once you let it sit and open up after a while, that nose exposes itself. And same thing when you're trying something new, give them the time and the sips it deserves. Which is usually, I would say, within 30 plus minutes of tasting it a few times and even coming back to it a day later.
I mean, I'll tell you this. This one is seriously the best whiskey I've ever drank that's not bourbon. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had some bourbons, like whatever, but I've never anything that rye, single malts, Irish whiskey, Japanese whiskey, um, all the different single malts that are out there and all the different whiskeys. This is by far I mean, that barrel just it's insane. I mean, when you were sending it to us, you had to know.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I wanted you guys to experience the wide variety of single malt whiskeys and single barrels and how far they can come from each other in flavors.
I mean, if you could just do it like this would be like you could just get people lined up out the door all day long. I mean, there's just not this is one of those mind blowers. You know what I mean? It's just I will always remember this.
Yeah, I don't know how many years it's going to be down the road. Whiskey to put a much higher statement on an American single malt whiskey to have those richer, bolder flavors that are closer to a bourbon.
Yeah, because that one
It's not close to bourbon.
is unique in the way that it expresses itself with that higher end raspberry note that is not typical. Like I feel like the other two do not have that.
No,
It just doesn't exist.
no other single malt I've ever tasted had that. I mean, come on. It's like it sets itself so far out of what everything else is. It just goes it's way at the top. It's like I said, 99% of the bourbons I drank don't set themselves. I mean, you're talking about that's in my all-time 5, 6.
So the good thing is Dave's. I guess you still have this beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Walker said he'd pitch in.
The Intamins. Have you had Intamins donuts?
Yeah.
No.
Entenmann's.
So Intamins is a brand we see in Ohio. It's a white box with blue writing. So Intamins makes a raspberry like that dish, that little pastry I'm talking about, which would make a killer barrel pick.
Yeah.
Oh.
We should wait. We should just get Ann to buy this for the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
And if you're watching, we'll come down and do the barrel pick, even though this is the barrel we're picking.
Yeah. Wait. That's when are you guys scheduled soon with them?
I'd have to ask the team. I mean, the last time I was with the Ohio State Liquor was with Mark Kaufman, our former retired master distiller, and we tasted the Ohio State Liquor crew. I mean, it was 12 people, and we sold them. I think we sold them 15 barrels that day.
Yeah, but that was last year, right?
It was probably it was longer than that.
Okay, so we need
we'd have to check with our sales team and what they're doing with Ohio.
Well, why don't you? I'll talk, but that needs to. I mean, seriously, that's an amazing barrel. I mean, if I could get that up here, I would go to any store to get that barrel. I'd be there. I mean,
You know, I'll be putting my South Carolina order in too.
Hey, challenge Coy. Listen, your challenge coin doesn't work here. Okay.
Wait a minute. It might. We got the main guy here. He sets the rules. So. What do you think, Dave?
I think I need to come back to South Carolina and hang out.
Oh yeah, you do. I would host you most wonderfully, brother. Anytime you're ready.
Well, Dave, I think that with that being said, we're almost 2 hours in. Your sake and ours.
So we didn't finish. What did we pick for the bourbon? I mean, I'm picking the second.
No, I didn't do 2 picks. I did 1. And I'm picking the 114.74 as my pick for the whole thing.
Pretty high praise for single malt category.
It just hit differently than all the other ones.
Oh yeah, but then are you doing it justice? I mean, are you gonna you want to do the you don't? So you think it's just so far off you just forget about bourbon?
So it is a unique way today where I've had bourbon, that raspberry, that fruit note that's there,
That butter.
and that butter.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's nothing.
I mean, just
better.
imagine eating a lobster or and having this sit there, and you're just dipping butter, and then you have a sip of that. I mean, it's amazing. Or king crab legs, same thing. Oh my God.
This is why earlier when Dave was standing by the stills and I said it's Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
This is the Willy Wonka shit that he's doing.
Right. And then Dave, when
this isn't raspberry, it's snozzberry.
Snozzberry.
He's totally screwed us up. We don't even know that we're drinking snozzberry.
I mean,
here's another thing too.
You should do a chef. I mean, you should bottle this as a single barrel for the gift shop, and then do a chef dinner where they do not the classic Kentucky stuff. It's seafood. I mean, and that would be just. I mean, it just blows my brain. Matt's like raspberry and lobster is not enough. It's more butter. It just all I'm saying is, Matt, it's like you got the icing, which is vanilla, and you got the raspberry, but then you take like a half a stick of soft butter and put it on top, and then eat it. That's what this is.
Well, here's another thing, and why I love CT's pick is you look at me tasting thousands of barrels per year, okay, and majority of them. Imagine me at 7 a.m. starting my day with 40 barrels to taste. Okay. Whether you love it or not.
You're getting ready to spit.
Getting ready to spit almost all of them. And you're picking up real quick notes. You do it so long, it's not going to take much, and go through your process, whatever it's going to be. But then every now and then, whether it's a rye or a bourbon or single malt whiskey, you'll taste one and I'll just yell out, "Whoa, what was that?" And it'll be like I'll get like sweet peach iced tea, and I'll be like, "Whoa, that's good. Hold on, stop." And then I got to dive into that, So for me, just tasting so many barrels and blends and other people's stuff too. I want the unique. I'm searching, I'm hunting for that sip that just blows my mind. And it takes, it takes about 1 to 100 barrels to do it.
I think we're all into that. The first time that ever happened to me is with Greg Schneider. He had done this 15-year batch of cask strength. Okay, it was chicken cock 15-year cask strength, and they hadn't even bottled it. He brought me a sample, 200 milliliter, and he's like, "I'm going to leave this with you because we finished the podcast at Bardstown Bourbon Company and whatever." And he left it, and my wife opened it and did a little pour, right, just a little bit in the glass, and we were cleaning up, and I went over there and she said, "You should taste that." And I was like, "Okay." And I went over there, and you taste so many, and I took it, and then I set it down, and I went to walk away, and it just hit me, and I had to. It's like I had no control. I actually turned around and looked at the glass again, like I didn't know that it could taste like that, and that's what this one is. I mean, honestly, there's no way. If someone told me that American single malt could taste like raspberry icing and butter, I would just say, show me. I would want to be shown, and you did.
Yeah, and I'll say it one more time. Come do the tour. It's going to be amazing if you're able to get in the day and book the thieving tour. I'm in it right now. There are
There it
some
is.
of those barrels. When you do this, and you actually let me come over and I'll show you that specific barrel. You're gonna love this wheated. This is a great experience. This bourbon, this older one in the pot still, this will blow. And this will have you thinking, I don't even know what this is. How is this bourbon? These flavors that come out of this, it's like a charcuterie board with every fruit and nut and bread, and it's insane the flavors that explode out of this barrel itself.
Is that the barrel that
that's
was
amazing.
there when we were there in September, or was there another one there?
Yeah, no, that was there.
Okay.
Yeah, we may not have time. I don't know if we dipped into it.
Oh no, he did. I mean, definitely.
Okay.
We were that brought me back to Town Branch. I was like,
Yeah.
holy crap! Yeah. All right.
Where is the Bourbon-Ola barrel?
Well, I mean, that's I'm handpicking every single one of those barrels. But
I would just like the thief
we
from
can
a
just,
bourbon.
you want to just dump the cans into a barrel?
I want a thief from a barrel and it be Bourbon-Ola. Like it's just like
work like that. It's not that.
Hey, wait, Dave Bob. That's what the Scotchy Bourbon Boys need to do next time. We need to come down and work with you, and we're going to stay there after hours, and we're going to dump and we'll fill a 53-gallon barrel for you with cans of Bourbon-Ola.
Yeah, it'll be the infinity barrel of Bourbon-Ola.
Bourbon-Ola. Yeah, we'll just keep until it's full. We'll do the legwork for that. And it's and you don't have to pay us. Pay us in Bourbon-Ola.
he said you don't have to pay us. Well, we appreciate you coming on. I mean, this has been in the works for almost 2 months that we have been putting this together because the spring and early summer has just been so busy. So we appreciate you taking time, not only sending us the sample kit, but taking the time because you're still there. You still got to go home. Unless you're sleeping there.
No.
But we do appreciate it. And I think that in Ohio, Town Branch does exist. You will see the true cask. You'll see the regular barrel that was like the $34 one.
Yeah.
We're going to work on getting some more stuff because I think the overproof needs to be in Ohio. We do obviously have Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale. Maybe the Imperial Stout isn't as readily available, but the regular is because they serve it in bars everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And then,
that's a cult following that year.
Bourbon-Ola, and I completely bitched about it last time when we saw you in Columbus. And Ann's like, I'd never even heard of Bourbon-Ola. And I said, how the hell haven't you heard of Bourbon-Ola? Well, a lot of people haven't. They don't realize they see that can. It doesn't match the brand, so they don't think that it's like okay.
It blows away like a Jim Beam and cola, whatever they do. It just blows it away. It's not even close. It's almost. I mean, whatever they do, it has such a rich vanilla, cherry, bourbon. Beer. There's even like a root beer aspect of it. It's just all those flavors all in one, and that's just you explained it to us.
And nothing against Jack Daniels, but Jack Daniels, and obviously they've got their branding with Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And whatever it is, it is so different.
No, it's not the same. No, it's its own. It's kind of like Ale 8. It's Ale 8 is nothing. It's its own thing, and Bourbon-Ola is its own thing.
Talk about a dream, and obviously we're not the only, distilleries that would love to do this, but yeah, imagine one of the Kentucky distilleries doing a bourbon Ale 8 when, obviously, Ale 8's a great family. Well, Ale 8's an incredible family-owned company, and obviously, I'm sure it's come down the line multiple times. But until then, we just got to make it at home by ourselves.
Well, the people that should be doing it is Freddie's. Why don't they have? Why do they have Freddie's ginger ale and and Freddie's root beer, but they don't have the spiked one? I mean, come on. Yeah, you guys did it. You guys really did it. Nice job.
Yeah. No, I mean, if somebody could partner with Ale 8 and come out with a line of RTPs,
why isn't your person making a ginger ale that'll mix with your bourbon? I mean, that's the same. How is cherry cola and ginger ale? I mean, you would like create the ginger ale that should go with the bourbon, not just a ginger ale.
Something. Let me end with two things. Secret stuff over here. Imagine if a Kentucky bourbon distillery decided, hey man, this cherry cola is so good. What else could we make? And imagine a guy that makes bourbon and blends, who used to be an award-winning global bartender, made a cocktail in Ireland with mango and banana puree. And imagine if that sparked an idea to make a second flavor. Imagine it was called Bourbanola Tropical with bananas. And imagine if it was kind of like a bourbon mule with those tropical notes.
And
well, that's coming out.
Well, imagine that guy wore a hat.
Imagine you wore a hat with
Well, and so are you calling it Bourbanola Malibu?
No, that would be funny. That would taste like coconuts, probably. No, it would. No, so it's in the process of. We've been in the process of developing and making it for over a year. It's going into canning production this summer. It's going to be called Bourbanola Subtropical. It's different, same design, different colors. Great packaging. It tastes incredible. I mean, it tastes like a bourbon ginger ale, ginger beer with banana and mango notes to it.
Are you going to have a launch party? Are you having a launch? 8%. Are you going to have a launch party?
Oh yeah. We'll be doing a launch party here for that.
You got to grow some palm trees.
Yeah. Some palm trees, get some monkeys.
Well, let us know about the launch party because that sounds fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And then another thing that you guys were huge supporters of, and what I'm starting tomorrow, Friday morning to come into the long weekend, I'll start doing my first micro blends of Imperium.
Oh,
you guys had the Imperium 1 and 5, and I loved how much you enjoyed that and compared it to the first batch that I did and how much it grew. Well, Imperium this year will be at Cask strength. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't we drink that first at Bourbon on the Banks?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really good.
Yeah.
So for those who haven't had it, and these are for the true Town Branch lovers and those that want to try something new, but you got to put a little bit of coin down. It's every year 3 of my favorite bourbons blended perfectly with 3 of my favorite wheated bourbon barrels, 3 on 3. And this year will be at Cask strength, and that's around $120.
Yeah, that was. I remember that. That was phenomenal, and we were. It was awesome to taste that, the Imperium.
I remember it because we were walking around and we stopped with Dave Bob, and he's like, being his normal animated self, and so he's talking to people that are at the tent, and he's pouring them stuff, and he's like, hang on, and then he pulls this bottle out from underneath the counter, and he's like, hey guys, try this and tell me what you think.
Like, holy crap.
And you're like, okay. And the people that are walking by are like, what the shit?
Exactly.
How do we get in on that?
Well, we appreciate you a
Yeah.
lot. I love the direction that town.
Yeah, Dave, you've been awesome, man.
The
Thank you so
brand,
much.
the
Yes.
brand is headed in a killer direction, and I keep telling people in Ohio, I don't care what you have, go out and buy a bottle of True Cask, try it, see what you think. If it's not your thing, give it to somebody, share it. But I think that most people will find when they try that it's fantastic for the price point that it is.
I think it's their
Good.
thing. I mean, honestly, I think you know what we that's why we did this, and that's why when Dave, you've got the attention on the bourbon and still with everything else that the distillery does, and you've put the time and effort in to be able to create what the brand, even what Pierce wanted it to be. I think you've taken it to that next level and done some great things with it. I know early on some of the stuff, as far as bourbon, it wasn't always everybody's favorite. So when I hear somebody say it, I go, it's time now. It's time now because it's there. Dave's doing a great job. Dave Bob's doing a great job. Just keep it up. I mean, you understand what
Absolutely,
bourbon
bro.
drinkers like. Everything I tasted, and just so you know, it was the middle 120.39 one that I would have picked for the bourbon. It was just I think that was the 8 year. So that one
Yeah.
that one did it for me. That would have been that would have been my pick for the bourbon.
Appreciate it. Yeah, and again, ending it, it's our whole team to
Yes.
run this place as a brewery distillery, and from our sales team to marketing and everybody on production. We're so lucky to have everybody, and they've all been here for so long. You can't get rid of us. Yeah, it's a great team.
Thank you, Dave.
It's a
taking
family.
2 hours out of your evening and with us and go over such an amazing journey that you're on. And the single barrel pick was phenomenal. I don't know. Tomorrow, I'm going to try that bottle again tomorrow.
Yeah, sip it again.
And if it still has those notes, we have a problem.
I love it.
We're seriously.
Yeah. Well, again, and we'll have to come down here and drill into it and see how it's matured.
Oh God, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday.
Making this decision.
Just as I'll be down. Just name the Saturday.
You come. I'm here the next 2 Saturdays, and then give me, a couple more weeks, and I'm back. Yeah, you want to come in on a Saturday? We'll do it.
All right,
And we can go have lunch somewhere. I'm bringing my kids today.
it's fine.
Well, thank you so much.
Dave, and just for everybody, tuning in tonight. Thanks for tuning in and listening to Dave and everything that Town Branch has to offer.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. If you want to get out and get going, because I know you do, we'll finish up here. All right.
Let's finish up. I want to watch it.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
All right.
Yeah, finish up.
All
Let's see
right.
it.
www.scotchybourbonboys.com. How can they get to you on the internet?
I'd say social media, Town Branch Bourbon on Instagram and Facebook, Town Branch Bourbon.com or LexingtonBrewingCo.com. If you want to see some kind of inside secret stuff and travel that I do in talking about bourbon, go Dave Bob Bourbon on Facebook, on Instagram.
Perfect. All right, everybody. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, along with Apple, iHeart, and Spotify, and anywhere else you want to listen to us. We're probably there. But whether you listen to us or watch us, make sure that you leave good feedback. Become a subscriber, member, top shelf on YouTube. A shout out to Kirk for leaving the first time, 2 super chats tonight. Just so you know, he likes Old Mill and Old Mill Light. I have no idea what those beers are because I'm a bourbon guy. And then also, remember, good bourbon equals good times and good friends. Make sure you drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
Don't drink and drive.
and live your life.
Live your life with
Uncut
purpose.
and unfiltered.
And AI will take us out.
Oh, here, pull up that. Tastes like raspberry.
Wake up, sunrise and boots on the floor, working hard all day till you can't no more. Life rolls on, but the choice is yours. How you play it out when you walk through that door. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's what the Scotchy Bourbon Boys got in store. Tuesdays, Thursdays, come pour the sea. We'll taste through the whiskey on the rocks and the Bourbon Scotch or a good old rye. Japanese Irish, they will tell you why. So wherever you're sipping, near or far, tune in with us from your home or your car. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's a podcast you've been looking for.
Hey Walker, give Kirk Kirk. I sent the invite. I think it came across. Did it? I'm looking. Yeah, it came across. It's there, but if you didn't get it, Walker, send it to Kirk. Hey John. So Dave, if anytime you need to go, go. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll let you know.
So
Hanging up,
Dave,
hanging out.
so
John, what's up?
yep.
John, you outside? You got a bonfire? What's going on?
Yeah, what the hell?
How you doing, Dick?
Good.
Sorry, man. I'm just I do have a bonfire. Got the whole stove ripping.
Nice. Where you at? What state?
Outside of Chicago.
Okay, nice.
And-
I'll be June 3rd and 4th. When is it? I think June 3rd. The first week of Wednesday, I'll be at Benny's. And then I'll be at
Okay.
Malloy's. What's it called?
Oh, Steve Malloy. My guy. Yeah, I was just he's my guy.
Yeah, boy.
He's doing some tastings. I'll send it to the guys if they can post it.
Yeah, for
I'll
sure.
be in Chicago for a week.
Oh hell
from,
yeah,
like,
dude.
June 3rd
It'd
till
be great to see you. I know yeah, June 3rd
what is it? It's a
and 4th, right?
yeah. I think Malloy's is Thursday, and it's a master class. They're selling tickets.
Yep. June 30th.
Oh hell yeah. I'm gonna try and get there and go.
Yeah, so it's Malloy's 580 Roosevelt Road.
I will tell.
Yeah.
I will
Literally,
tell you,
you're
Dave.
2.5. That's 2.5 miles from me.
You want to get to. You want to get to. By June, it's like it's a little cold there right now. But by June, it should warm up a little. But you want to get to John's garage bar, driveway, whole thing, because he's got some spectacular whiskey there, and
Nice.
it's a really good way to spend an evening. That's for sure.
Yeah,
It just
absolutely.
yeah. It got chilly here. Like it's not terrible, but the wind is kicking up. So if it's 50, 52, but when the wind kicks up, it goes below 50. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna sit over my
Really dry in Kentucky too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and John's a teacher, and today was his last day. He's officially on summer break.
Good on you.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, man.
Heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Coming in too.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
gonna
that's-
dip. I'm gonna dip out of here.
All right.
Sure you are. Aliens are abducting you as we speak.
Absolutely.
They've done
Great to see you, Dave.
the Nash.
Hey, great to see you.
Before. He's
All right, brother. I'll see you when I get to town.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, hit me up.
Man.
Hey, Bob, Kirk is doing a tribute to you with his hat.
no, Kirk went Amish. That's not even right, dude. Stop that shit.
That's pretty good,
Fucking
John.
Montana Amish motherfucker. What's going
Hey,
on?
Kirk. Hey, Kirk.
Looks good, brother. Looks good.
Kirk, is that your phone you're on?
I see you over there.
Are you on your?
Oh, it's my iPad.
Okay. Can
Oh,
you
here we go.
rotate it? Yeah, there you go. Now we're all the way it should be.
Liza's wearing his Jeff Tiny starter kit and wearing
not
his
really.
damn hat backwards.
This is called the Yankees hat because Jeff don't wear Yankees hats.
Listen, nobody wears Yankees hats, dude.
Hey, everyone drinks.
Nobody.
A lot of people listen to it. This doesn't have to be you or me.
No.
I got a bottle. I got a bottle of Rio for you if you want to try some. Like I'm just saying, like
Listen,
you know, I
did you hear
got
that?
some stuff for you if you want.
Listen, Liza, did you hear that?
Hey, all I heard was Dave saying, I feel like Amberano would be a good arsenal in our thing that we're doing here, and it's gonna be some bomb ass shit, and then Chris ain't gonna like it. That's all I heard. I don't even know what to say.
If me not liking it brings awareness to the absolute shit that it is, then by all means, I will take it.
Chris, you are really harsh with words, bro. Like, God, man, you just tear stuff down. You know you loved it before you put it in goddamn golden grams, and now you're mad.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
He's right, you did.
How was it the thing?
Hey, Dave Bob.
Really hurt yourself, Chris.
So, Dave Bob, why don't
Yeah.
I think you need to do an American single malt cigar blend?
Oh my God, do that.
Yeah, that could work.
Because
Yeah.
is there any? I don't think that's there.
No.
I would buy it. I wouldn't.
That's an idea.
Yeah.
That's a whole market right there that nobody's hitting right now.
Yeah, I mean, because
I
we
don't
do.
know, just the single barrel single malt is quite good enough. I'm enthused about that.
I'm trying to figure out how I can shoot my Amex over to you so you can just buy the fucking barrel and be done with it.
Wait, Kirk, hold on.
No.
Now we're bidding on
Maybe I'll
this.
go 50-50 with Chris down there.
Do you have any?
I'm CT, you got it. I'm good.
we need to test it tomorrow and then go test it in Kentucky to make sure.
Yeah.
There's no testing. This is liquid gold.
Shut up.
Are we gonna have this for KBS?
Now, seriously, I'm with Jeff on this one.
The salesman, he's got us in the ether for sure.
This
I mean, honestly, Dave Bob, you blew my freaking mind.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get you all that.
I mean,
So are we all gonna be able to try this at KBF? That's all I'm kind of
Oh,
wondering.
yeah, I'll bring stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Dave, what are you bringing up to Malloy's, man?
Malloy's will have the weeded.
Okay.
We'll have the bourbanola. I have to look at the poster. We'll have the weeded, the overproof, the single malt, normal blend, true cast, bourbon at 90 proof, and then I'm always going to bring something funky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Where you staying up here, dude?
well, if
I'm staying West Loop, Chicago. Most of my time will be in Chicago.
Okay.
Dave Bob,
Yeah.
bring John a little bit of the 114. Yeah, just he's gonna be there. Just bring him a little bit so he can, because you'll see him that's June. You'll see him way before we do.
Yeah, if that's June 4th, I'll
Yeah,
be
I'll do that.
there. I'll go kick Steve's ass and say, give me a ticket. We're good.
You can okay. Last time when we get down there for the Cubs game.
He's a good
right there.
Man, Steve's a good guy.
That's
I can't wait
114.
to hang out.
Raspberry
Those-
Edmonds.
Oh,
That's the
man.
bakery Edmonds.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I remember that stuff.
That shit is I mean, it's not even. It's crazy how much it tastes like that.
So
This
Chris, you know
podcast-
they have a cinnamon sugar one too that would be like an Amberana blend of that. Just saying, you know.
This podcast is killing me, man.
Matt, you just got to get out of Cleveland and move to Brazil, dude.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
Hey,
To be honest with you,
Matt,
we might do that.
you have
It's
to
warmer.
quit playing for both teams and just play for the one team, and that'll fix it.
Hey, you know what? If you guys didn't have someone out here saying the opposite that you do, everyone would agree on everything. That is what it is. Like, you gotta have that one person, man. That is what it is.
Walker. Hey, Dave, Bob, great job. This is one of the better informative, Scotchy
good.
Bourbon Boys are
Oh,
always
yeah.
doing it. They're always rocking it. But this tonight, boy, I almost could taste those flavors right through this screen. And I was getting a little pissed off because I can't find anything that's even fucking close. I had to go buy, I can't, like, what the hell? I can't, there's nothing out there. You know,
broke out the Junior Red Corn. I see you over there.
I don't know. That might taste a little bit like metal.
Yeah.
Aluminum.
Now, when they set this up with me, I mean, I have the perfect backdrop, and
It's so clean. It's so clean. I've only been to a few distilleries just in the state of Montana here, and it looks like a freaking 24-hour yard sale, and that tells me a lot about what they're doing. So somebody's actually paying attention over there. I mean, cleanliness is next to godliness, and if bourbon is supposed to be what it is, I mean, you got to pay attention to everything. So touche.
yeah, thank you.
Touche.
I keep some webs for the spiders to eat the bugs, especially over in production.
Do you have any?
Summertime,
Do you have any?
summertime, you need those spiders to eat those bugs so they don't end up in the bottle when we close the cap.
Yep.
So when's your next distillation run?
We're taking a break, just like a lot of people are. I last distilled in the winter. We talked about it today with our global GM and Mark, who runs and owns the company now. And I told him, I said, it's going to start getting hot. We don't run when it's hot because we'll lose hundreds of poundage. So we always take a summer break anyways. I said, let's look back around September or so. If anything, we probably run bourbon out of here. We got to make some adjustments with our piping with the corn and that mash bill that runs through the piping. Sometimes it gets clogged up, and that's about a $5,000 fix. So it could be, it could be late fall or winter before I turn them back on. But I take care of them every week. Especially the woods. If they're constantly every week cleaning them and steaming them and filling them up with water, because if I left this alone for 3 weeks, it would dry and fan out, and it'd be a lot of money to try to call our guy in upstate New York who still has the wood staves to fix them. So it's constant weekly attention with these guys. And I can do that all year round. That's not a problem. These guys are different. They want to be on. They don't want to be off. So constant cleaning of them. And if I turned them on, if I had to turn them on now, it would take me a few days because we just haven't run them, but we're slammed in bottling. Sales are up. Weeded is going to help. Another bourbanola is going to help. The 90 proof triples the sales of the next SKU, which is True Cask. Beer is growing. So we're doing okay. But us pausing on distillation for 9 months is going to save us almost $3 million.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
and we're not going to run out of barrels by taking a break this year.
right. Well,
I got to eat it.
it's 6, 7, 8 years away before that's the case, and there's so much more, based off of if you could increase production if it's everybody. When people were taking breaks, I'm just like, yeah, they're taking breaks because they didn't know when it was going to level. It hasn't gone down. It's a lot of people are seeing it's the growth has slowed, or it's just parallel. And
We're back in 2018 is what we've readjusted to where we were before.
right. And so and it's not a bad thing. I mean, you're going to have some stuff that you're going to be able to age a little bit longer because you'll have a decent amount. You'll be able to keep, but if the demand comes up, you'll have some older stuff that you can mix with the younger stuff, and you don't want to be down for for 3-4
Yeah.
years, but to
Yeah.
the breaks
Really
that everybody's
one year,
taking.
1, maybe 2 years would be the max.
I mean, my favorite is when Jim Beam said they were going to have the Clearmont down for a year. They didn't fire anybody off their team, and they haven't upgraded that facility in so long. Why the heck not use this time to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smart
make
move.
it more like the Boston plant, but with a larger output.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave, Bob, I just wanted to say thank you. I told these guys before I came on, I said if we had you for a couple of more minutes, I just wanted to say thank you because
Oh yeah.
not only for what you do, but for coming on with us. And honestly, the thing that you said about putting 15, 20 minutes with the whiskey in the glass and seeing how it develops, because just in your glass, it's already been bottled, it's already been aged, but just experience it. Just be willing to experience it rather than just saying, I just want to drink this however it is right now.
Yeah.
Well, no, it'll change.
Oh yeah.
Just in minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I've had plenty of other people's bourbon and whiskey where if I just took that one sip and left, it wasn't doing it. It's like, that's not doing it justice, because I'll just hold on to it for 5 minutes and take another sip. Like, oh, there it is. Just opened up. Shit, now I'm getting it.
And like you said, some of those are best at like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but you'll never know it if you never take the time.
Yeah.
And most people won't.
No.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Don't pour yourself in the bottle and then try and climb your way out of it.
Hey, Roxy.
Into the glass and experience it for sure.
Rachel.
Dave, super excited. Dave,
Bob,
I know you can't see that. I'll meet you there again.
Nice.
I gotta go to bed. So I just wanted to say hi. Thank you so much, Chris. You guys, love all you guys. You guys are awesome. Hey, brother. Hey, Bob, I met you only for a couple minutes at KBF last year. I'll meet you this year. I want to try some of them beers, bro. I'm super down for that. That'd be awesome.
All right, we'll see you in September.
Hell yes. Hell yes. All right, guys. You guys have a great night.
You too.
All right. Thanks.
Dave, Maddie, what does because we talked about some pricing. So what is the pricing?
That's Matt
the
Leisen.
Single barrel. If you did the malt whiskey, what is it usually?
To the end user, with a bourbon society, teamed up with a retailer.
Yeah.
You're going to be looking at, I think around $49 or so, $49 to $50.
So the end price of the single malt is $49.
Yeah.
Of this?
Now, single malt that's bourbon. Single malt might be a little bit more. And it varies.
Of this 114 proof one?
Yeah, and again, that really comes down to the sales team. We're not selling a ton of, plus year single malt whiskey. But all the bourbon single barrels are on the shelf are $49.99.
Nice.
Because you have to price the distributor, and then yeah.
I mean, if I was you, I would dump this barrel tomorrow in steel. I would. This is insane.
So we get this Inman, the raspberry Inman donut pick.
Yep.
And I don't know how in the world that doesn't work. It's stupid.
Hey, Rachel, come down here and don't go on camera. You got to try this.
So let's see don't tell her anything and see if she gets it.
Yeah, let's just see the notes.
Oh God. I got just this much left and I don't want to give it up, but I gotta.
Hey, Dave, can you do us all a favor and talk to your sales team? I'm a sales guy and just kind of up the price a little bit so that shit ain't gone in a week.
It won't be. I'm not sending these barrels to anybody.
You gotta taste this.
Black flag it.
No, smell it.
COVID.
Come here. This is Dave. This is Dave, Bob. I'm not talking, but it's one of the most unique whiskey and bourbons I've ever, or it's not even a bourbon, but it's insane.
It smells different, like candy.
Like what kind of candy?
Yeah.
Smells like candy.
What kind? Dave's right here. He wants it. He wants to know You should take just a touch of it.
Taste it, Roxy.
So I call her my tasting partner because I first met her in New Orleans in 24, and she loosed absinthe with me.
Nice.
And I love Roxy. So
Yeah, she's just ready for
Totally.
bed. She's
Yeah.
not coming on camera here, but
yeah,
I mean, it's. I mean, honestly, I don't even. It's just mind blowing. There's just. What did you put something in here? It's not even fair. There's so
Irish love.
you can't make something
Irish
taste.
love,
That is the
water.
best tasting whiskey I've ever tasted in my life for whiskey.
Yeah, I'm
Excellent
screenshotting that bottle right now.
Yeah.
You guys are freaking
That was-
killing me.
And you know, it's funny, CT, that was the first one that you sent.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the ones I sent you earlier.
yeah,
Oh no, kidding. That's
yeah. I'm gonna get into it tomorrow.
that's the universe talking.
I have a different question while he waits for his
God.
CT, do you still have this bottle that I gave you for Christmas like 2 years ago?
I do.
Tiny does.
CT's not
Need to
even
get on
paying
Walker's
attention to
Christmas
you.
list.
Oh, yeah, you
Do you
do.
still have this bottle that I gave you for Christmas? Like,
I got it right
before we
there.
met? Good. I was just
What are
checking
your
'cause it went
notes?
well with this.
Tastes
Since
like
I've
It's-
only had one bottle,
taffy.
I definitely had to have other
What
flavors.
kind of
There we
pulled?
go.
She said pulled taffy, but what kind?
Pulled taffy.
What's the flavor on there that you love? Because it's you.
The flavor on there I love.
Of
I mean,
taffy.
there's all
Yeah.
sorts of- there's
What
some
kind of
like-
what's your favorite taffy?
There's a lot of vanilla, there's almond, there's
You're not saying the R word.
Is there raspberry?
no, I don't get raspberry. More like pineapple.
It's you didn't have all the other stuff that y'all had.
Okay, so
She's only
so
been-
when I first
Like
tasted it,
charred pineapple.
when I first tasted
Good.
it,
I like that. That's-
it tasted like
Yeah.
butter to me. All I could think of is drinking this and eating crab legs and
I
lobster.
was going to say it's.
But
You guys
then
hate it when you say it's buttery, so I didn't want to.
no, it tastes like actual like melted butter. But then as we keep going, we hit it later a little bit later with the.
If anybody's ever had like the old fashioned pineapple upside down cake, which
Oh, fuck yeah, so good.
So you make it by taking like a cast iron pan and melting like 2 whole sticks of butter in it, and laying the pineapple rings and the cherries, and then pouring the batter over, which is like a soup, which is like
Vanilla is
pound cake,
yeah.
which is a lot of butter, so it tastes like pound cake, pineapple upside down cake.
Well, but okay, so okay, that's off the first. So then it sat a while and we revisited, and then it tasted like raspberry Edmonds.
The raspberry came in after.
Yeah, that no, the Edmonds those.
Raspberries are tart and kind of bitter, and it doesn't
They had
have that.
4 more whiskeys.
Hey, that was actually
It's to
way
me,
better
it's
than Where's the
more
Beef
like-
back in the
So
day.
should I give her
That was
just a
freaking
little
good.
bourbon
It's-
and then have her
it's
taste it?
more like sourdoughy on the face.
Oh my God, it's so good. I
Which is delicious.
I seriously
with
think
butter.
I think this is the best non-bourbon I've ever tasted in my life. It's not even close.
I've never
This
seen
is
him do that.
you know what this is?
It's a party in your mouth.
No. No,
wow.
this is an American single malt.
Well, you get that you get that malty taste, like chocolate malt without the chocolate.
Oh my God, I mean, seriously, it just
Kudos to you. That's pretty damn good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
yes.
And I'm a harsh critic.
Good.
I-
Love it.
I could smell this all night. I only got this much left.
Oh,
Put him
go
by your
buy some.
bedstand.
No, okay. She just gave me permission to buy the barrel.
Nice.
You want some more, Jeff?
Yeah, I do.
You know I'm good for it. We've done this before. We'll do it again.
Okay.
And then Kirk wants.
Hey, what was the number on that barrel?
There's very
What was it?
special category of
7308.
7063.
7063. Oh, now he's gonna like torture us and just show us the barrel.
Oh, don't even.
Yeah.
It could be
No,
your
no,
favorite
no.
bathtub.
Don't listen to them.
It's not bourbon, but I call them all bathtub bourbons, even though they're not all.
Oh my God, is that good?
Yes,
Try it one more time. Just smell it now. See what I mean.
I have more cash reserves than I had last time.
That's good, Walker.
Yeah. I believe you.
I still have a lot of that whiskey. Anybody needs any more? I got a lot.
But you don't have to reimburse me like last time. We're just going to make this work with Ann and with whomever. Yeah, I got you, brother.
Kirk shows a black card. What's a black card?
I still don't really get raspberry, but
Yeah.
It's right on.
in the middle.
Yeah, it starts to come out. It tastes like raspberry. A raspberry. This is what it tastes like: a raspberry pound cake
Have her drink.
with
Pound cakes that are red.
vanilla. Vanilla.
Yeah.
It's what?
Have her drink one of the other malts and then come back to it.
Oh, yeah.
No, I won't do that. I'll just have her drink the bourbon like we did because she ain't coming.
Whatever.
Yeah.
She will. I'll just do a little bourbon.
Whatever it is.
Okay,
but
taste
it's
that one.
great
That's
to
an
have.
8-year bourbon
It
that
comes
was
back
good.
to it. The raspberry comes out.
Yeah, give us the bourbon. The single malts aren't going to bring that back out. Oh, she likes the 8-year just like me.
Find that barrel?
I'll find it.
It's
no.
gone.
No, it's
It's gone.
No, I haven't
CT, quit talking.
That's because
Out of the world like it's gone.
Just do it.
It went to Benny's. It'll be at the Benny's release party.
I won't
All right.
make the gesture I would make if we weren't
Let's do
live.
that. Why do you
I
care?
don't believe in doing that normally.
Whatever. Chris has done it to us like 6 times.
I know that, but I don't put that out in the world. I just do that when we're just friends because
I mean, this one deserves the Alan Bishop treatment of how good it is.
Yeah.
I think I've watched probably 3/4 of you guys' podcasts now when I'm driving all over freaking
Yeah.
states. And I'll tell you what, I haven't seen Tiny do this before.
What?
He doesn't get too excited because he's.
I haven't seen Tiny be this. Well, he's always excited or whatever, but not like this. This is different.
This is struck
It's this.
struck a Wisconsin court deep down inside of it.
No.
Old Bill and Old Bill Life.
I mean, this is what you're in it for, right, Dave Bob? Right? You're in it for this. This is it. You're always, you could smell, you could taste the raspberry. So she took that 8-year bourbon and then she's like, okay, whatever. And then she went back to it and now the raspberries are there. So you can prep.
Yeah.
So we just have to buy both the fucking barrels.
Now it tastes like chocolate raspberries.
And then sell them as a duel. It's like
Yeah.
Right.
We need
mess
boxes
around and
then.
blend those two.
Dave, what happens if you did a blend?
double barrel blend.
What?
Cascades.
Yeah, double barrel blend of a bourbon and a single malt.
You'd have to play with the perfect combo.
No. That we're not doing that.
Who's saying that?
You can do whatever you want.
He's Dave Bob.
Well, I'll tell you what, I gotta come meet Dave Bob one of these days here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Dave, where did you say you're from originally?
I grew up in Vermont.
Yeah, so
It's really good, isn't it?
They have a place in Vermont.
This is
in
stunning,
Vermont
like-
country up there. So maybe I'll
Okay,
look
now I
at
recognize it.
Of course you do.
And where you live in?
Montana.
Okay, nice. I can't wait to get out there.
Stand off or just get a hold of me.
All right. Well, guys, my phone is literally getting ready to die.
Yeah, we should get this.
So we are coming back to this barrel because barrel 7063 is now like a James Bond thing. So
Yeah.
that Intamin raspberry Danish, whatever you want to call it. That is like special. We need to do
I'm
something.
gonna find it tomorrow.
Yeah,
We'll into it.
we'll talk.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for everybody for being here. John, Kurt.
Yep,
Yeah, John,
everybody.
if you got the time, try to go to the Malloy's thing. That's good.
Yeah,
It'll be worth it. I'll make it worth your while. I'll bring some cool stuff.
I appreciate that. I'm actually Facebook chatting him right now.
Sweet,
Steve's,
sweet.
We're going back and forth, so make sure he says hi and
Good.
told me to get there, and I'll see you June
Awesome.
4th.
All right, good. That'll be awesome.
All right.
Good night, everybody. Hey,
Yep. Good night.
have a good weekend. Have a good Memorial Day, everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
You too.
God bless you.
Good night.
And
Tell
God
them
bless the
what we're doing
troops.
this weekend.
Absolutely.
You didn't even say.
Oh, well,
You didn't even say what this weekend is.
this weekend is Roxy and my 40th wedding anniversary. So
I put up with him for 40 years. What award do I get?
So she decided that last year on the way home from Kentucky Bourbon Festival, she booked this extravagant vacation stay at Gervasi, which is 4 minutes from our house. So it's the greatest thing ever. They got a spa and a winery and a distillery and a restaurant and the nicest villas there are. And so she has it booked with massages and the spa and the whole thing. So wine tasting in a cellar, bourbon tasting. I mean, it was just like she just booked it to the maximum.
The bourbon tasting.
But you know what the greatest thing is I don't even have to freaking pack.
Nice. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Drive up the street 10
Just
minutes.
a toothbrush.
All right. So there you go. All right. Good night, everybody.
Enjoy.
Bye.
All right. I stopped us on Facebook, and it's us three. Who does someone want the meeting? Is the West Coasters staying on longer?
I can go at any time. I can go at any time. I got a flight in the morning.
Sure. Stay on very long, but a little bit longer.
Okay.
Heidi, this was a good one, bud. This was a really good one.
That was good.
I'm excited. I'm gonna fucking see this guy in like a week and a half, man. This is great.
John's already on freaking summer vacation. School's out for
Dude, this guy's gonna be right down the street, man. This Minnick
That's
was in
awesome.
town like a week ago, and now this guy. This
Was
is
that you? Turn off the light just real quick. The lights just flickered.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay. All right. Let me
Your place is haunted just like mine.
show start.
Yeah, this is a math class he's doing. This is gonna be fun, man.
Wait, I don't know why my thing doesn't show participants. Multi-speaker thing. Where
And you know, Jeff, the day before, Wednesday the 3rd, Macaulay's one of his master distillers is coming in, and he's going to be at my Wheaton Suburban place.
What do you mean, Macaulay's?
So I'm gonna go to that
Macaulay's
Wednesday.
what?
So Dark Arts.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. Sorry.
Not Christmas vacation.
I used to have participants where I could show the participants, see if it's here.
Son of a gun. Give me a minute, man.
I don't know how it works on the computer. I know how it works on my phone.
Settings. Nope.
Yeah. Because on the phone it has mute, stop video, chat, participants, and then start share, and then more.
I got chat, react, host tools, share, settings, and more.
Try more and see if it.
Nope, there's no participants in the more.
That's
All right.
crazy.
That is crazy because
So when the 3rd of June, Jacob is Ripito. Is that how you say his name?
there they are.
He's the blender distiller.
Who?
With Macaulay.
What's his name?
Jacob Ripito or Ripito.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be here at my Wheaton Whiskey Club.
Cool.
On that Wednesday, and then Dave Bob's going to be at Malloy's on Thursday. That's going to be a great week for me.
Save yourself for Thursday too, John.
That's what I'm saying. But like, no, this is cool because 2 bottles, Jeff. The 2 bottles. Steve Malloy released those 2 dark arts today, and I grabbed them. The 14-year double oak rye, and then there was a 8-year bourbon, and it's I can't even pronounce the French wine. That's good. I cracked that sucker, man. That's really good.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh man, no, it's not that.
So this stuff I avoided for a while. This is made by the master distiller in waiting at Bardstown Bourbon Company. It's called Hand Barrel, and they have like 4 products. And this was the one that came out about 2 years ago. And they dedicated to special forces families of
That's
fallen
cool.
soldiers and stuff like that. And it's pretty good.
That's fitting for this weekend for sure, Walker.
Yep, that's why I wanted to make sure if CT and Tony had it. I was like,
Oh yeah, brother.
Which is, all good if they didn't, because that means they drank it. But if they gave it away, so I have mixed feelings about that one, Kirk. And it's not
It's just
anything
the
against
bottle
them.
and the signatures, I think, for me.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah, it's not great whiskey. They have some custom stuff that I'm gonna maybe get here that was for like $109. But I have a hard time pulling the trigger after the experience I had with the other
Yeah.
3.
I won't open another bottle. It's just a couple of these guys that signed it were at the tip of the spear. They were there.
Yeah,
I can top shelf it. Let it sit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
what they do with it.
so Horse Soldier at cask strength is fantastic.
it's okay.
I got a cask strength that was beyond okay. That was good. And those guys have been doing it for a while, and they were building a distillery. I think they were building out the distillery. So Horse Soldier initially was sourced and bottled at Middle West Spirits, and then for a while Middle West Spirits started distilling for them until they started building their own distillery. They're out of Florida, but they moved it to Kentucky. But the shit that's going in the bottle right now is coming from Middle West, and that cask strength stuff is fantastic.
I believe that.
The stuff early on was
Other stuff is rough.
there was some rough stuff. Anyways, all right, guys, I switched it over. I gotta let me end it on YouTube. Thanks everybody on YouTube. It seemed to be a decent night on YouTube. That's for sure. It wasn't the normal.
I've been switching back and forth for a while, so.
And Kirk, thanks for doing the double.
Yeah.
The double. Oh, yeah. Hey, I have to give you shit about old